I'll fucking call this motherfucker.
You have reached your friend's voicemail. Please leave a message after the tone.
Yeah, John, you know, I was just thinking about you the other day, and it makes me remember the good old days, back when we used to fuck each other, and, we'd come in each other's face, and it was the good times, Tell me, I want you to answer me and tell me about those days we spent on the banks of the Ohio, and we were just fucking each other. We had no care in the world, John. You fucked me like no one ever fucked me. And I loved you like no one ever loved you. And I'll never forget you, John. And when I die, I'm gonna have it prescribed on my tombstone that my cock belongs to John. You were John, man. You were my John. And we fucked all the time, and it was magical. I'll never forget those times, John. Call me back, baby. I miss your cum. The taste of it. I love you, baby. Goodbye.
Fuck.
I didn't know who that was. You just gave me a number and told me to call it.
Yeah, who was it?
I don't know.
What's up, Revival House Network? We got some commentary for you guys. We got Zach as usual. I'm Aaron.
What's up, baby?
And a special guest in the form of Josh James from the R-Rated Horror Podcast. What's up, brothers?
Hey, what's up, dude? Thanks for having me on, and thanks for coming over and doing a review for The Meg with me.
Sorry to hear about your little friend Josh.
Hey, shut the fuck up, guy. Josh is here now. You can stop with that shit.
Yeah, he's
well, he's dead.
No, he's not. Fuck you.
All right. So that's a little out of context, but yeah, I just got back from doing a review for The Meg, a little late, but better late than never, on Josh's channel, and it turned out rather exquisite. So go and check that out for sure. Today, we're doing a movie that's, God, on its best day, maybe as good as The Meg. We're going to be doing the Tommy Wiseau joint, Fucking Best Friends.
That new Tommy Wiseau joint, baby. This is epic. This is history in the making. Like this, hopefully this goes down as a commentary to remember, baby.
We're going to have to fill the space of this podcast because the movie's not good. Spoiler alert. What I want to do is I want to get this started right away and not have too much banter before we get the movie going, just so we don't run out of fucking shit to talk about. Because
this movie's so bad and boring, dude, that I might have to drink some beer. So Adrian Mendoza, if you're listening, you might want to turn this off because I don't want to get on your nerves, Adrian Mendoza.
You gotta get on your baby. This is gonna be good times.
I don't want to ruin your good time, Adrian Mendoza.
If I didn't have to work, I would. We would be doing a drunk commentary. Let's watch this though. This is gonna be fucking shit.
All right, so we're gonna get it going. We have a rip. It's on video on demand right now. I think that's about the only place you can watch it. I think, but if you can find a copy, go for it. Zach, does it just start off with like the Sestero Productions or whatever?
It starts out with the logos, baby, just like they always do. You fuck up.
All right. Good point. Fair play.
We're just going to start at 0 balls.
Yeah, we're starting at balls. Hey. All right. Are you ready?
Mm-hmm.
I'm ready.
Oh, good. Okay. So we're going to go in 3, 2, 1, play.
Now I gotta say right off the bat, today was hectic as fuck, babies. I got up at 6 a.m. I fucking did some shit, and then I had to fucking come home, edit the rest of the newest magazine, which sucks because I wanted 2 episodes to come out tonight, but I only got 1, and I had to take a fucking hour nap because I knew we were gonna record tonight, and I had to work tonight, and then me and Mac might record tonight too. Fucking hectic.
Why are you killing yourself, bro?
I don't
Why?
know. I didn't plan on it. It's just sterile pictures, baby.
Well, don't like overdo it. I need you.
Don't tell me what to do. I'll tell you when I've had enough, bitch.
Dude, that was like a 3D effect I just felt, because when you just snapped at me and said, don't tell me, like a little Maury hoe.
Look at that title screen, though, real quick. That's awful.
Hey, shut up for a second. Listen to what I'm saying, you Zach. Listen to what I'm saying. When you went off on me and you know, like a little hoe on Maury Povich, I accidentally gleeked on myself, and it was like you were spitting in my face. And I had a weird, surreal moment.
Sorry if I cut you off. You were like cutting out. I didn't even realize you were talking. But look at that awful fake beard. That's terrible.
Zach, you're already getting on my fucking nerves today. What the fuck's the matter with you? Did you sleep long enough?
I don't know. Why did I get on your nerves? Did I cut you off again?
You're interrupting me like all the time.
You might be cutting out a little bit on my end. It's better now.
That's what I would say as well.
Yeah, that's just what I'm saying. I just fucking hate you. I hear you talking. I'm like, oh, it's my opportunity to talk now.
That's his excuse. I think we were talking about that last podcast, because I was like, Zach's got this tendency to always magically start his comment before I finish the last word of my whatever I'm saying, and it's so consistent that it has to be on purpose. And he keeps telling me it's because I magically get cut off on the last word somehow every time.
I don't know.
But yes, that's all right. This is exactly the kind of shit we need to talk about. Let's go at each other's throats, because this movie sucks. And yeah, the beard is horrible.
I didn't hate this movie. I thought it was competent enough. It's better than fucking The Room.
That's its biggest problem. Because notice that The Room obviously has its charm. It was unintentionally bad. This is exactly how I thought it was going to pan out, where, yeah, it's made more competently. It's shot better, and there's actually kind of a narrative. It's not good, but, you know, there's a story here. And when that happens, it just becomes a forgettable movie. I mean, I'd rather be infamous, you know, for being bad than just being forgettable.
Yeah, I'm with you on that, dude.
There's scenes in fucking The Room that have no point of being there.
I agree.
And this movie, all the scenes seem to be there for a reason.
I know.
So it is more competently made.
That's why I said there's a narrative, but it's not a good story just because there is.
Well, I was leading up to something, baby. You cut me off now. Now I get to shit on you a little bit.
Shit in my mouth.
But yeah, would you pick him up?
No, he looks crazy.
I'd pick him up and fuck the shit out of him. But no, I was gonna say, like, I didn't think this was boring per se, like Josh did, but I did think it overstayed its welcome. And I think the reason is because they stretched it out into 2 movies instead of just 1. So around the time the last act starts, it's like, okay, this needs to wrap up now, and it doesn't wrap up. It's just the conflict's just beginning. So yeah, they should have just kept it 1 movie.
I made it like halfway through the movie, and I was like, we got to be pretty much wrapping this thing up now. And I looked at the thing, and I was like, man, I'm only halfway through this fucking movie. I can't fucking believe it. It's like, it just, for me, I don't know, man. I just didn't really see a lot of entertainment in it. I just, like, what's the tone of this movie? What's this movie about? Like, who cares about these characters, you know? Like, I don't know. Does the second part of the movie actually show any sort of blossoming in their friendship at all? I mean, I don't know. Halfway through, it just
goes,
like...
It goes 1 to 100 real fast.
Yeah.
For, like, their friendship. It doesn't make any sense.
So I guess, like, yeah, it'd be hard to make this 1 movie then.
Is that guy Billy Corgan's limo driver? Did you see the license plate?
No.
0.
Oh. I always put zeros in my shit. Like my passwords all have 0 in it.
Hey, Zach, you keep talking over people, man.
I'm sorry.
No, it's all right. It's all right. I was just going to say, they keep adding in, like, a lot of, like, quirky shit just for the sake of being quirky. I feel like they're just trying to make a boring movie seem odd and interesting, because that's what people are expecting, because that's how The Room was. You know, it was just weird. So they want to carry that weird vibe over, but it just doesn't really work.
He's a tall man.
Yeah, he is.
But he's wearing platform shoes to make him tall.
The fake beard, I think it's in line with what you were saying, Josh. Like, did they have to do a fake beard? Probably not. Like, I think it's one of those things where it actually helps that it looks so fucking stupid. I think that's the mindset they're trying to go for here. And it's just trying too hard.
I don't know. I didn't really even pick up on that. I thought it's just because it's a shitty looking beard. They always look shitty in movies. Look at the fucking beard on what's his name in the Disaster Artist movie. It looks fucking terrible.
Yeah, it does on his character. But yeah, and Greg Sestero's beard was real in the movie.
Maybe it's like an ongoing joke they're trying to continue, you know?
I don't know, but I know beards never look good in movies, but this beard really doesn't look good. You know, it's not even close to being convincing.
Oh, actually, it's amazing. I was just joking to say it was bad look. That's amazing.
Zach, you're a fucking beard. Meaning you're gay.
It looks like they just got some honey on his face and then shaved their pubes over his face. It's awesome.
So, did they just cold open in on this? Like, did they explain why he's got blood all over him? Did did they?
They did, and I don't know why he's got that. What the fuck? Yeah.
You know, I don't know. You think an officer would stop him at some point, not just for the panhandling, but the blood. I watched this, no shit, about 30 minutes ago. Like, Josh, we got done recording a quick little tidbit for your channel, and I finished this movie like 15 minutes before that. So I'm watching this movie legit twice in a row.
This shit right here in the morgue, I think, is probably the best stuff the movie has to offer. Just them trying to act each other.
Well, I'm glad I shut it off halfway through.
Well, Sestero doesn't even talk in this scene because at this point you think he's still a fucking mute or something. And so it's all trying to be atmospheric and going off the creepiness of Tommy Wiseau, even though he's just hokey. But something about this scene that drives me crazy that I noticed when I was watching it before, dude, the music is so fucking loud in this scene. It's louder than the dialogue, and it's inconsistent. Like, there's some scenes where it's okay, but it's just inconsistent with the levels, man. Like, who did they get to do this?
Well, you're talking about a technical aspect of the music, but the music is something that I, picked up on too, as it didn't really feel like it fit the movie at all. Like I was saying, man, like one of the things I picked up watching, what half the movie that I actually watched was that they really didn't have a set tone. It didn't really feel like it's supposed to be a creepy movie. It didn't feel like it was supposed to be a comedy. You know, it was kind of just all these weird things kind of.
It's all over the place, which fit it for me. Like, I went into this not expecting anything. I was just expecting something as stupid as The Room, and I was just like, okay, this is as dumb as The Room.
This movie did the worst thing it possibly could have done, because when I watched this is 120% exactly the movie I would have thought. From the trailer, right? It plays out exactly. There was no surprise to it. I don't know, and I thought it was going to be like this. It's. I don't know what you're hard on about it, Zach. It's not good.
Oh, what the fuck you talking? You said the trailer was amazing.
The trailer was better. The trailer was fucking better.
Yeah, we saw the trailer live at.
So this is what you expected from the trailer, and the trailer. What the fuck?
Okay, all right. So you're catching me here. Stop it. All right, I get it. You're right. I slipped up on that comment. The trailer was better, but I don't know. Yeah, we saw the trailer in New York at the Room screening.
Yeah, I mean, that piqued our interest. I mean, it worked. The trailer worked. It's just that the movie doesn't have the energy the trailer does. You know,
there's parts like there's little parts you could cut of funny dialogue of Tommy Wiseau, that could make a good trailer, and that's what they did. They made a good trailer. There's enough here for somebody to edit that together.
That's completely fucking easy to make any movie look decent these days.
I agree.
I don't have it hard on for this movie. I think I'd say it's like a fucking 2.5 out of 5 stars. It's middle. See, I think my shit, barometer is calibrated a little better than you. I'm not as hard on just fucking mediocre movies.
Yeah, as we saw with that terrible movie we watched. What was it?
It's the last time you were on, Josh, I think.
I came out of fucking The Meg saying it was just a middle of the road movie. So I go eat. Something has to be really fucking shitty for me to call it shitty.
Somebody explain to me, why does this guy make death masks or masks at all? He's a mortician, right?
See, I don't want to know why. That's like probably the best thing about his fucking character. Just I put fucking fake faces on dead bodies. That's funny. Just
Right.
leave it be.
No, I mean it could be interesting, but it doesn't fit the tone of the movie. There's nothing about this scene that's creepy. You know, it doesn't creep me out.
And it doesn't really, at least in this part, maybe in part 2 it will, but it doesn't really pay off. It doesn't really mean much. And I guess I was just assuming that instead of people that have to have a closed casket because their fucking shit gets wrecked, like this guy's face, he's a guy that makes fucking masks to put on them so they can have it open. That's what I got out of it.
Yeah, why does anybody have a fucking open casket? Just close that shit. Why do you do that?
I don't know.
That's just like where I come from. That's like the default. You got to have an open casket. It would be weird to walk in and see a closed one.
I think because people want to say goodbye to their loved one to their face, you know,
Yeah, Zach.
or put something in the coffin, or
They're dead already. I don't want to see the face after it's dead. That's weird.
God. Zach, you're a fucking pill. Jeez.
It is though.
he's a fucking heartless bastard who likes terrible movies. I guess. I don't know.
Did you guys see that Snapchat I sent you of that kid where he was at a funeral and he did the face swap on the person in the casket in his face?
Yeah.
That was
Dude,
genius.
fucked up.
That was genius.
That's such a perfect like representation of our times we live in, man.
No, I don't mind open caskets. I'm joking, but I'm not gonna have one. Fuck that. You're not gonna look up my nose hairs when I'm dead.
Dude, I'm going in the oven. Fuck that, dude.
I probably will too.
I don't want to be taking up space for all of eternity.
It really is kind of weird. I mean, yeah, why take up space? You know, you can have, even if you want some sort of like memorial, you can have a stone, you can have a memorial without being under the ground. You can just be an urn on somebody's fucking, you can be buried at sea. You could do all these, I mean, it is weird. Eventually, are we going to run out of space underground? I mean,
Yeah.
We have to.
I know. It's so fucking, dude, it's so narcissistic to like go, okay, I'm going to take up, you know, this plot of land or whatever. And, you know,
You're not gonna have it forever. It don't matter how long the fucking Earth goes on. At some point, they're gonna run out of space and they're gonna be like, we gotta put something else here. We're moving this shit. I know you paid for this plot when you were alive, but you don't mind anymore. You're fucking dead. We're just gonna move you over. You won't know.
yeah.
or
Exactly.
you're going to be underneath a Walmart in a generation or two.
Exactly.
And is that supposed to be decent? No, just seriously, throw me into the ocean or something.
Under
or
a Walmart.
Well, I mean, like, doesn't it sound more dignified to be burned and having ashes spread somewhere than?
I want to be stuffed and mounted, and then they can have me in like a classroom, and medical students can put hats on me and shit.
And that's not going to take up space. And what happens? What happens to old junk, right? In buildings like that, eventually they go to the fucking dump. So eventually that school's going to be no more. They're going to be out with the old and the new, and they're going to throw you fucking away, Zach. They're going to throw your stuffed cadaver in a landfill.
Exactly. And then I can make a fucking nice cum rag for a homeless person. See, this is funny. See, they have all this time to fill since it's only half of a movie. They try to do a bunch of like, oh, we're gonna tell like the story of a drifter, man. We're gonna do these ambient shots of him just wandering off, and
Makes no sense at all.
this could be completely cut out of the movie. It would have been more fast paced and not an hour and 40 minutes. We don't need to know what the fuck he's doing when he goes home. Like, oh, I'm hiding under a tree.
Yeah, he's gonna go sleep in a fucking Christmas tree light. I mean, ooh, that's so quirky. But see, the problem with this movie, man, is that it wants to linger in between being a real, actual movie and like something akin to The Room. You know, because everybody knows that's a selling point. So it's kind of like lost in this. I didn't even know there was a second part. I mean, that's a terrible idea. Why don't they just try to make the best movie they can make?
Yeah, it never was while they were promoting it, and then all of a sudden it was. It seems like they did it like last minute to try to like stretch out the the fucking like 10 minutes of fame that they got from the disaster. I don't want to say that because
That's a good point.
The Room is a genuinely funny movie. I mean, it's shitty and it has no point to it, but they did have kind of a comeback with that movie, so that's kind of what it seemed like. But they should have just like, yeah, we're gonna do that movie and then do more movies instead of making that
if
too.
Greg Sestero was smart, like you're saying, they're kind of riding in this limbo place in between the two things, but they probably feel this immense amount of pressure to live up to an expectation of The Room, right? They have to deliver what fans want, but how far is this going to take them? What they're going to do this in volume 2, and I mean, eventually this shit's going to get old. He's better off, really. They should have tried to make something legit and serious.
Exactly.
Oh, look, this is funny. He just shaved his face, but now he's got like 2-day stubble. But he just shaved.
What's with those scars on his face, on the cuts under his eyes? Like, I thought that for at first when I watched this, I thought maybe it was because of his, like, he cut himself shaving. It's like, what kind of, like, does he have the handshakes from withdrawals or something? Like, how did he cut his face like that shaving? But I don't think it's supposed to be from shaving, is it? Like, he got in a fight?
Yeah, he was bloody. It's kind of like implying that he has some kind of weird past, but they don't tell you about it. So maybe he just goes from town to town and fucking does like get rich quick schemes like this or something. By the way, when he saw like, oh yeah, gold, it's coming back. Did you think that would go anywhere? Like they always say gold is coming back and it's going to be worth a lot of money, and it's not.
Well, they do. Remember, he keeps talking about, I'm in the gold business.
Yeah.
It kind of is brought back up, but I don't really fucking know what it's supposed to mean. It's like a cover up or something. But see, you didn't pay attention to the fucking movie.
In real life, gold is one of those things where they're always like, yeah, fuck it, it's always, it's always coming back and worth a lot of money. It's really weird because it's not like it's that rare. We just kind of like, oh, it's this shiny fucking metal that, it's always going to be worth a lot. Or at some point it will be. It's like, I don't get it. It doesn't really have that much of a purpose. Although I guess they're finding more purposes for it now.
He looks like Bruce Jenner. I can't escape it. Doesn't he look like Bruce Jenner?
Bruce Jenner's got tits.
Yeah, baby.
That's Caitlyn.
No, Bruce. I would fuck Bruce Jenner before and after Caitlyn. He was the amazingest looking man ever. That jaw. I'd fuck it.
I like how he shaves his beard and, gets bankrolled like $500 from stealing gold fillings from this guy, and then all of a sudden he's got a hot girlfriend like 10 minutes after that. It's like, wow, that was easy. Like,
yeah, it's because that's Greg fucking Sestero. He's a good looking man. He looks like Bruce Jenner, the fucking sexiest man and now fucking woman that's ever existed, and I would fuck him either way.
So that's why it's just like, it's so unbelievable that he'd just be fucking a drifter on the streets covered in blood, because
the way he looks, his hair,
he's got too much going for him to just be a bum on the street. I don't buy it. It's not believable.
Yeah, he was in fucking Puppet Master, baby. It's fucking Greg Sestero.
I think that their roles, Tommy's role and John's or Sestero's role, should have been switched. It would have made more sense. Tommy should have been like the bum on the street, and then Sestero.
I don't know, Tommy. This role is kind of for Tommy, baby.
Hey Zach, when you needed a few minutes, we were recording the review on Josh's channel. You're like, "Hey, I need a few minutes to eat some food." Did you fucking eat Wheaties or something? Because for a guy that just woke up, you're on crack today. Like you are just fucking going for it like it's a race. What's going on with you, man? Are you okay? Did you snort your breakfast?
No, I ate steak and potatoes.
Oh, I see. I'm just saying, dude. You're fucking on. You're like, jeez. You're like you're in our faces, man. Like, what did I do to you?
The synapses are firing, man. I'm like the exact opposite right now. Like my synapses are not firing at all.
It's because this movie's so amazing. I gotta equal its amazingness. It's not boring at all.
He looks like a cross between Bruce Jenner, and I don't know if you guys know the reference, but Mike McCready, Pearl Jam, lead guitar player. He looks like a perfect hybrid of those guys.
Oh, I would fuck them both. Till I nut.
Mike McCready has Crohn's disease, so he'd probably shit on you in the process.
That's fine. I'd let him smoke the weeds to help that out a bit.
I didn't know that's what suppressed it. But as soon as you pulled out of his ass, you'd get shotgun blasted for sure.
I got a friend that's got Crohn's disease. He smokes the weeds. It helps it, baby. It's dank. He gets that dank weed. That government weed where they put all the THC in there.
Does it have varying levels of severity? Like, how's your friend deal with it? Is it super crippling to him?
He's always just described it as being like a really burning sensation in his stomach. He's never talked about shitting a lot, I don't think.
Really? Well, because Mike McCready, he describes it as, like, literally you can't hold it. When you shit, you're gonna shit. And he actually runs this...
That's awful.
He runs this foundation or this organization that basically lobbies for all businesses need to allow their restrooms, not just for customers only, right? Public. Oh, yeah. Because for people like him, it's like, because he's had that experience where he had to go somewhere like, hey, I got to use a shitter now. And they're like, hey, for customers only. And that's just not enough time, man.
Yeah, I've never been to one of those shitty places that are like, hey, no, that's for customers only. That you'd have to be such a prick to make that your thing.
It's because you live in a small town, Zach. So exactly. If you live in a bigger city, once you kind of go to the north sides of town, the downtowns, the gas stations start having locks on them, right? Here in Phoenix, if you go to the south side, actually is where downtown is, dude, you can't go into a grocery store or, even like Walmarts and stuff. You can't go to the bathroom. You have to get a key from somebody and they will unlock it or give you a password.
I've been to a gas station where they have locks, but that's even dumber. It's like you got to go in to ask for the key anyway. So at that point, you are a customer.
No, it's because people shoot up, man, in the projects and in the poorer parts of town. They go into the bathrooms and they do bad shit.
Oh, that's awesome. Let them.
Businesses don't want to be liable for,
for a stiff on their bathroom floor. That's fine. I'd let them.
If you're in a bigger city, you're not in the best part of town when the grocery store, even in the gas stations, they start having locks.
Right.
Because, that's just the way it is.
Drugs are cool.
But yeah, anyway, those types of people will shit themselves if they have Crohn's disease. So don't be poor and on crack and have Crohn's disease because you'll be shit out of luck. No pun intended, right? Live in a place where you can go use the shitters.
Mm-hmm. See, that scene where he had the mask on was kind of funny.
It just goes nowhere.
I made it for fun. Yeah,
Greg Sestero totally looks like he was homeless. He looks like a fucking model or something.
I know, it's exactly what I was thinking.
It looks like even the beanie he's wearing looks like a Gap thing. It's not even like a bum's beanie.
Those clothes look expensive, man. Like that jacket, looks like something from G-Star or something. It's like,
dude, his white T-shirt. Even though it's a white T-shirt, you could tell it's probably one of those like $300 plain white tees because it looks so clean. It looks like pristine, like it's off the rack.
He got it from the band playing white tees. That's why it's so expensive. They signed it on the back.
That stupid band.
I never listened to him. I just know the name. But yeah, I would nut all over Tommy's face.
All right, nice transition.
There's Heath Ledger.
Speaking of which, the Tommy Wiseau Joker, did you guys see that Greg Sestero Tommy Wiseau?
Not good, dude. I watched it. I was like, no, there's no way that would ever work.
Oh, they should have cast him. That would have made those movies way better.
Like, I think I commented to you guys. The guy, he's kind of got the weird madness down. He just needs to act. But
he's got no energy behind it, I mean, he's just himself in the makeup, so it doesn't really.
Yeah, he's just talking loud. That's his idea of like, oh, I'm gonna bring the fucking energy, and he just talks louder, but he's still kind of laid back all the time.
Yeah,
that's his shtick, man. If Tommy Wiseau came out with a movie next year, and all of a sudden he was acting like Marlon Brando or something, it would be like, what? First of all, we'd be like, you're the best troll ever if he was amazing all of a sudden.
The Joker is like a highly intelligent, high-functioning criminal who acts crazy like a
Oh,
clown.
he's got high functioning autism at best.
Tommy Wiseau is got brain damage or something.
Which reminds me, how Aaron, how's your fucking Down syndrome been lately?
Okay.
Well, that was gonna go somewhere, but you go ahead. I'll tell that story after you're done.
I should have been like, it's looking up. No, but no. So Tommy Wiseau, he really did come off like, hey, I'm Joker, but with a mental instability issue. I'm not like you, man. I can't say retard, and I can't say autism, and I can't
you just
say,
did. You just said it.
But I can't. That looks like Marlon Brando, dude. That fucking mask. That looked like what's it called?
Island of Dr. Moreau.
Yeah.
That was Greg Sestero's face, apparently.
Well, they fucking failed.
Yeah.
See, he walks in, sees him wearing it, and it's like, oh, is that me? And I'm like, how the heck could you tell that was you? Doesn't look like you.
Tommy Wiseau doesn't seem like he's mentally. It doesn't seem like he's. I'm missing a chromosome or something.
He looks like he's on pills.
Maybe that. Maybe he had a really bad car accident. He had a head injury, and it damaged his brain or something. Like, that's what it seems like to me.
Just like in The Room. It's what he says in The Room.
Yeah. Well, there you go.
Yeah. And no, I was gonna say though, I mentioned Aaron's Down syndrome, and here's why. It has a context behind it. And the context is we recorded Alien 3. We did the theatrical version, and then the next weekend we did the first part of the director's cut. Since it's such a long movie, it's like 2 movies in one. So we get done with half of it, and then he's like, "Okay, I'm gonna save this and send it to you." And then he goes, "Wait, dude, I never pressed record."
Oh man.
And then I'm like, dude, that, like, we're doing a podcast. That's your only job when it comes to doing a podcast is press record, and he forgot to do it.
You know what? You guys do so much recording that it was bound to happen. It's like Murphy's Law or something, It's like, dude, I literally, I never forgot to hit record, but I did one time, delete a podcast right after we finished. I don't know how it happened. It was just a slip of the finger, but it completely deleted it right after. Yeah.
But he tried to sound more dignified when he explained it to you because he said his recording was lost. No, his recording never existed, baby.
You guys sound like robots to me right now, so something's fucked up with the connection. But
at least Aaron's never slept through a podcast before.
Oh yeah, I've done that before.
I couldn't hear you guys for the last minute because it was just somebody's got a bad connection. It's wonky.
Yeah, Aaron, you're cutting out, baby.
You guys were cutting out the last minute. Can you hear me?
You guys, you sound drunk, baby. Is this a drunken podcast on your end?
Hey, I can't fucking hear you guys. Can you hear me?
Now you're okay. Go ahead.
Yeah, you're back now. Yeah. We had a little interference.
Yeah, I couldn't hear you guys for the last 2 minutes.
Oh, sorry about that.
So, but somebody's got a bad connection going on. I don't know. There's something about getting a third person on sometimes that does that. But I have to say, it wasn't just a slip of the finger, right?
God damn it.
What?
Yeah, you're cutting out again.
Me and Zach can hear each other fine. Me and Zach aren't having a problem. I think it's just on your end.
It's his beta fucking soy boy internet connection.
Soy boy.
My internet connection is better than both of your guys's. It's not my internet connection.
Apparently not, baby.
It is.
You got that dollar store internet. Dollar General.
No, man, that's where your mom bought your Christmas presents, motherfucker.
Exactly.
So no, when she cashed them welfare checks to get them Sharp and Joes. So listen,
Sharp and Joes.
What I was gonna say is, because I don't know if it was covered in the last 2 minutes that I was in outer space, but I didn't just slip the finger. It wasn't like it's bound to happen eventually. What happened was I had to move my entire setup, at least for the time being, into my bedroom, right? Because the mic situation wasn't working out in my normal podcast office. So I got everything in here, but I only have one of my monitors because I didn't bring all.
Yeah, see, he's gonna say that one monitor crippled him, but I've only had one monitor my whole life, and
I didn't say it crippled me.
Ever.
Hey, shut the fuck up! Listen to me. Listen to me. See, it feels like I'm listening to Zach on 1.5 speed today. Does anybody else feel like that?
You sound like you're on, 0.2 speed because your internet's so slow, bitch.
Yeah, dude, I feel like my brain is like running on Windows 95 right now. I'm like, so weird. This is a weird commentary, man.
Okay. Anyway, it didn't. This is gonna be funny because in post it's all gonna sound fine. We're all just going.
That's what sucks.
Anyway, it didn't cripple me. It just, it got me out of my normal routine, right? I'm used to having two monitors, and I've got a second monitor to my left, and I'm always looking at the recording. I'm always checking it and everything else. So now I've got one just monitor here, and I'm having to like skip around windows, and it fucks with me, or maybe there is a slip of the finger because I'm skipping around windows. So it just, whatever. It knocked me off my game for a little bit, but now I'm extra precautious until I get that situated.
Oh,
hey, Zach.
The basketball scene, baby. What, Josh? What you got, baby?
You should call a 1-800-AUTOPSY and see if it connects to.
Yeah, I was just gonna say, like, too bad we couldn't pick that number for our revival hotline. That would have been awesome. I would have camed. Does Tommy Wiseau wear baggy clothes in real life? It's kind of like me. Like I said, I was down to 2X large. I tried, and 1X is fitting fine, but I always like my shirts a little baggier. I don't know. It's always been my thing.
I think it's funny he kept the rope chain alive from the 90s, man.
Yeah.
He's representing the rope chain population.
If Aaron ever makes his movie, the period piece that happens in the 90s where people have the fucking ball earrings and the dreads and the, Jinko jeans, he could be in it and he could play one of the kids in high school. That'd been awesome. We should, we were talking the other time on a commentary that wasn't recorded on Aaron's end, so you'll never hear it, about how, like, Revival House should get an endorsement deal with Jinko jeans. That'd be awesome. Because we talk about them a lot. Oh, look, they bought a drone for this shot.
I know. I kept thinking that, too. It's like, oh, well, they invested in a drone.
Zach.
That's for sure.
Zach, how much coke did you fucking snort today?
I didn't, baby.
Josh, does it not seem like he's talking at like 1.5 speed?
Zach, yeah, he's hopped up, and I'm like fucking on downers right now.
So you're usually obviously energetic, but you're like at 1.5 your normal speed. You are just fucking going crazy. It seems like you're on something, man.
I notice you say that, you seem to bring that up every time. I see on my end, you're still saying stuff. You're still like, you're usually going fast, but right now you're.
Oh, so now this movie turns into Swingers, right?
Oh no, this is that Las Vegas
Fear and
movie,
Loathing.
was it? Yeah,
Fear and Loathing.
I watched that for the first time recently. I didn't like it. I couldn't get into it at all.
It's an alright movie. I don't know.
I didn't like it. It was really weird when he was talking about all the fucking lizard people and he was smoking. You had Benicio del Toro in there and he's talking about seeing this shit and that fucking shit. It's backcountry and whatnot. He's chain smoking like a motherfucker. That's what you sound like, Zach.
Yeah, I heard so long that movie's so great, and then I watched it and I'm like, this is just okay.
Dude, this is a weak ass montage, dude. They could have done better.
This could be us, baby. This could be us in October.
Why would he take him to the glorious down to old Las Vegas, dude? Dude, degenerates hang out in old Las Vegas. This is the old strip. Look at these fucking people.
Because it's probably cheaper to shoot there.
It probably is. I mean,
I know the funny thing is they're supposed to look like they're having fun, and it just seems so contrived. It's like ridiculous.
It looks like they took a hidden camera, and it looks like this is shot for like a segment on like The Late Show or something.
Yeah. Yeah.
And what kills me is you're talking about how disingenuous it all seems with their friendship. They're supposed to be real life best friends, and they can't even act like best friends.
That actually seems like a real moment right there. This actually seems kind of real. Like maybe they just had a real moment. They were laughing at themselves, but
That was a behind the scenes shot, and they just used it in the movie. I think.
mm-hmm.
Any good acting is just by accident.
Dude, you must have to take Tommy Wiseau and like, I mean, it must be hard to be tethered to that dude for your whole fucking professional life, you know?
I would love to know this guy.
Yeah, but it would be hard to be stuck with a Tommy Wiseau for like,
If I knew Tommy Wiseau, I'd be writing like 8 scripts a month all around him. Like, you got to play every character in this. You got to pull an Eddie Murphy, Tommy. We're gonna put makeup on you.
When are they gonna give Tommy the camera, man? When are they gonna let him make the movie? Like,
he did make a short movie, that Grim Love. I thought was gonna be his new movie, but it's a short.
What's the movie where he plays like the bounty hunter?
Is that Grim Love? Maybe.
I don't know. It's a movie. It didn't look like a short movie, and I don't know if that's even out yet. I guess I'll have to look it up.
It's the one that he directed.
Somebody needs to give Tommy Wiseau like a pile of money,
Adderall,
a pile of drugs, and a camera, and just let him go to town. You know,
someone needs to give him Adderall so he can talk at a normal pace and just see what that's like. It'd be like he's on 2 times speed.
What would be the opposite so we can give it to you? Then you guys would be like level. We can inject a little bit of Tommy into you.
Some fucking Valium or something.
Have you guys heard those stories where like people taking Adderall is like fucking up the job marketplace because people that are taking it are getting this unfair advantage and they're like working like a fucking extra hours like that most humans just don't fucking do it, and then like so they get the promotion and shit and people are like, that's no fair, I don't do drugs, that's no fair.
It's like steroids in bodybuilding.
Yeah, it's performance enhancement. That's what they're calling it.
People in the fucking food business have been doing that forever, man.
Coke, man. It's fueled with cocaine, dude. It's crazy.
Yeah. And pills, too.
It's not the same as, like, the sports world because businesses have everything to gain by that. As long as the work's getting done, what do they give a fuck? You know?
The people working there do. They'll get unhealthier and shit. It'll make everybody do drugs.
Yeah.
Everybody will be doped out, baby. That's fine with me, though.
I don't know. A lot of people are on Adderall.
I've heard stories of parents stealing it from their fucking kids.
See, the thing about that, though, I mean, you're going to make that argument that they can be more productive. Like, eventually, they're going to burn out. So I think it would, because they're going to be drug addicts. So eventually... it's going to come back to bite them in the ass, right? So when
eventually they'll need the same amount just to get up in the morning that they used to do. Mm-hmm. And it'd keep them busy for hours.
So that kind of blows that fucking argument out of the water, right?
They'll just buy more, baby.
So my dad, let me tell you guys a quick little thing here. My dad, he worked in the restaurant industry. He was a chef and the whole deal. Really good chef, to be fair. And, he worked long hours and he was kind of part of the whole culture and he did mad drugs. And it did eventually bite him in the ass because before you know it, okay, right, you're hopped up on drugs. You can work a bajillion hours back to back to back. You can literally go to sleep, wake up and go right back to work again. But eventually you're going to get to the point, kind of like my dad, where you got a big problem and now you're stealing money out of the safes from the restaurants you run. And then you get fired, and then you disappear for 6 weeks because that's what my dad would do.
Dude, it's a downward spiral. You can only reap the benefits of that sort of lifestyle for so long. It's a temporary fix. If you really need to like do some like long shifts, for a short burst of time, fine. But you can't do it
indefinitely.
Yeah, without having consequences. Eventually, you become addicted, and then
he's losing his mind. And I'm reaping all the benefits. Did you guys notice that the fucking the aspect ratio changes a couple times in the movie? It just did.
I didn't notice it. Maybe maybe Josh and me are cutting out because like did you notice that you cut off Josh again too? It sounded like genuine that you just didn't realize it.
Oh, Were you talking? No, yeah, we're cutting out.
I can't tell.
I think he just doesn't give a shit what I'm saying.
That's what hold on, Zach. Josh gets me now, right? So Zach, he does that thing where he'll start talking and he'll talk fucking fast and it'll be something about totally irrelevant to what you're talking about, and he'll make sure to cut you off in the last couple of fucking words of what you're trying to say. It's so funny. And I just got a front row seat. I got to watch it happen with you guys. So anyway, continue as you were.
Yeah, well, dude, it's not my podcast, so I don't, I could give two shits, but
I'll fix it. And people when they listen to the editing, they won't know that we're cutting each other off. It's limitations that come with doing the show over the internet, baby.
Shh, we're in person. They don't know that. No, I'm just kidding. It would be a trip to do more regular podcasts in person. When Josh and I in New York did that Nightmare 4, was that it? Podcast?
Yeah, that was fun.
Mm-hmm.
That was a breath of fresh air.
Even though we were fucking tired as shit, but we were in that old school fucking New York hotel room. It was like
off Broadway.
We had a jerry rig together, a fucking podcasting setup, and it was fun, man. I had a good time.
Didn't you buy like a $5 Walmart fucking mic for that episode?
I bought like a $20 because I actually forgot my fucking podcasting mic, if you can believe that.
And the funny thing is, Aaron's mic was in his bag, and he didn't say anything. He's a little bitch.
Yeah, it's like I forgot because I just assumed that I was going to bring in the setup, right? So I texted him, and I was like, dude, I forgot my fucking mic. I was like on my way down to your hotel room, and you're like, oh shit. I was like, I'm going to stop off at Best Buy and buy one, and I'll just return it when I get back to New Jersey. And you didn't tell me you had a fucking mic in your hotel room. So I like went through all this trouble to buy a fucking podcasting mic. And then I get there, you're like,
but you didn't tell me. But you didn't tell me you were stopping either. I don't think I got that. There was something to it. It's not as you're portraying it, like, oh, I'm an asshole. No. There was...
Dude. And then, as I pull out this crappy mic, and then you pull out your mic too, and I'm like, wait, you get a mic? And you're like, yeah, we'll both record, and we'll just use whoever's audio sounds better. I was like, oh, okay, well, yours will sound better because you get an actual mic. I got this like shitty $20 Best Buy mic, which I did return the next day, by the way. But
and then you didn't use it anyway. What the fuck, Aaron?
Yeah, I don't know. I don't know if we used it or not. What was the point? But anyway, so no, but it was still a fun podcast and interesting setup situation.
We've all done the return to Best Buy thing. When we went to a convention one year.
I've never done that. I'm an honest person.
I bought a GoPro to take to a convention with Riverman one weekend, and then I ended up returning it. So I've done that.
I was thinking about renting like a nice video camera for our trip, like from Rent-A-Center or something.
Don't give Hulk Hogan any of your money.
Does he work for Rent-A-Center now? He's fallen that bad?
No, he was doing those commercials for Rent-A-Center
okay.
Not anymore, but when his wife fucking took everything he had before we won that lawsuit with Gawker, and she took everything. He started doing Rent-A-Center commercials, and he fucking stooped. Like, this guy's doing, what was he, like, hosting like some midget wrestling show on some random.
Oh, that's dank. That's him rising.
It was bad. It was bad. He ain't doing that shit no more ever since he got that Gawker settlement.
Now he's not doing anything. We haven't heard about him.
He's been doing some conventions.
Oh, there you go. That's when you know you've hit the low.
He's charging people a fuck ton of money for autographs. I can't blame people for jumping on that, man. People are making so much. It's the people that pay him. It really is.
Mm-hmm.
What the hell is Tommy Wiseau doing here, man? He's like drawing pictures on his like little mortician's chart and shit.
And there's a clown there, and the clown sets up later, and I don't know why. I didn't pick up on why the clown's still alive.
Oh,
and it's like a cheap clown costume too. It's not even a good one.
Dude, it's so funny because when I was watching this earlier, there was like a minute I had to step out of the room, and I must have missed this part. And so I didn't understand at the end of the movie where there's like all these flashbacks and it shows like a clown. I'm like, what the fuck is this? Because I never saw the clown before.
This is right about where I was like checking the time, and I was like, I got to get out of this. I could be spending my time watching something enjoyable.
We got an hour left. An hour.
Yeah,
Marinate on that for a second.
Yeah, I know.
See, I don't like. I didn't sit down and watch this in one sitting, so maybe that's the thing too. Maybe I never like. I don't watch like these movies that you guys are paying to see in the theater. In the theater, I see them like bootleg, so I can just stop it if I get bored and want to do something else. That really, you guys need to stop paying to see movies. Is the problem? Just shut the whole film industry down.
Okay.
That'd be dank.
Jeez.
So what's he got? What's he got up his ass here? He's got like a balloon up his ass or something.
I don't know. I didn't hear him. Who cares? This movie's stupid.
Where's his makeup?
Exactly.
Why has this clown got no makeup? Why has he got everything else going for him? But
Tommy washed it off. He's making him look pretty.
Dude, they literally bought that clown costume at the Party City down the street. You know what I mean? Like, it just...
A plot twist, that's the same costume that the dad from Clown bought that got stuck to him. See, if that guy was alive, he'd be in deep shit right now, but he's dead already, so it don't matter. That's why Tommy couldn't get the hair off.
I'm so uninvolved with this movie right now that I'm just... well, it's like what you said.
Exactly.
I'm catching myself drifting and thinking about other stuff. And I just had a repressed memory.
Mm-hmm.
Something I haven't thought about in years.
Uh-oh.
Yeah, it's fucking horrible. I'm gonna need therapy.
Anal rapage involved?
No, it's not.
I'm gonna grab a drink real quick. So you go ahead and start telling it, baby.
Zach's the king of not having beverages when he starts recording. That's what he does.
I know. I see. I always have my beer sitting right next to me, so I don't have to get up.
What did I do, Josh? Before I started, I got coffee. I got a water here. I'm set, man. It's called getting prepped. He gives me shit because when we when we get ready and we call each other and stuff, I'm like, all right, it takes me a good 5 minutes to actually get started because I want to make sure I got all my shit, like drinks, and I'm prepared. And he'll be like, "Oh, you beta bitch, hurry up!" But like he'll stop in the middle of a fucking podcast to go get shit. But that's what I avoid.
I think he had to go do a line or something. You can't do a line when you're sitting in front of the mic.
Probably, dude.
That's why he ain't got no money.
We gotta talk about him while he's not here. But dude, is it not okay? I know Zach's always energetic, and I love him for it. But it's just an observation. He seems like 1.5 his normal Zach speed today. I don't know what the fuck is going on.
Yeah, I guess. I mean, yeah, he seems. I don't know. Maybe he's extra enthusiastic to. I don't know. He's been recording a lot. Sometimes you get a little slap happy when you're doing a lot of shows. I mean, he
could be.
The verbal skills are at 100 right now. So.
Gotcha. Well, what I was going to say is I had this random memory that I haven't thought about in years, but when I was a little kid, my grandmother, my dad's mother, and she was not the most pleasant of people, especially back in those days. She made us, with lotion, rub down her fucking Rocky Road Fred Flintstone feet, man.
Oh, yeah.
Get in between the toes with that fucking grease, and she used to make us sit there. And she was like the kind of woman that was really heavy set.
Did your grandma have a foot fetish?
No, dude, I'm gonna paint a picture for you. She was a heavy set woman, and she had kind of like clown hair, kind of like poofy, like afro like type hair. And
you're a fucking incel bitch. I would have told her no. I ain't fucking doing that shit.
Hey, Red,
listen to me.
Come over here and rub my corns.
No, and she was she was a heavy set woman that was always chain smoking in the house, so you're like hotboxed to death. And she always wore a muumuu. So she was that type, and it wasn't a very good relationship. But yeah, she would make us like sit in front of her. She'd plop both of her feet up in whatever recliner she was in, and me and my brother, I'd have one foot, and my brother would have the other foot.
Oh God!
How's she gonna make you do that? I don't understand that.
Because we were poor, right? So we lived with her, and we lived off of her. So like, she took my mom and us in, and we lived in her basement like fucking chuds. So we were kind of at the mercy.
Well, I'd be like, well, you get my mom to fucking wash your nasty fucking feet. I don't owe you shit.
Dude, my mom was like Florida Evans up in that bitch. She was the one that cleaned and, and did and cooked. And she was like the maid, right? She was Alice. So we were just like the next tier down when it came down to greasing up them fucking, foot mitts, dude. It was fucking horrible. And,
I think a certain generation of people look at children as like free labor, essentially. It's like,
Yeah.
That's why I should have kids then.
Yeah. It was horrible.
It doesn't really matter what it is, you know?
But yeah, no. So there was 3 of us in that, well, 5 of us, but 3 of us that were actually not babies. And my older brother, there was a lot of favoritism in that relationship, and she loved him, and she never made him do that. Like, there was clearly a hierarchy. She treated us like we were lower, and she would have never asked my other brother, who she loved, to grease up her feet and fucking rub in between the toes and all that nasty shit. They would always she would always take him out to movies and take him to like fairs and shit like that, and we never got to.
See, I'd say I ain't fucking touched your feet till you take me to a movie.
It didn't work like that, man. We were like little, trust me.
Well, then your feet aren't getting rubbed, bitch.
What would it take for you to suck someone's feet?
I'm such a dick. What do you think of this scene, though, guys?
You're an asshole. I don't know. It's probably just as shitty as the last scene. It's probably as shitty as the next scene.
Doesn't it seem like this should have been happening at like the 15-minute mark, but it's happening at the 50-minute mark?
That is a huge issue with the movie. It's so stretched out. It's like your mom's fucking asshole, Zach.
Exactly. And that's the problem with assholes is you fuck them and they adapt and then they don't feel as good anymore. You gotta find a different hoe.
I mean, pretty disposable. Yeah, one time and that's it. I get it. Do you think maybe that could be because you're not naturally supposed to stick a dick in there? I don't know. You know.
I don't know. Shit comes out of it a lot though, and it stays fine.
Well, shit is kind of form fitting too. You know, it just kind of.
So is a cock.
Not really.
If it's not hard enough.
It doesn't work like that.
Chinese do the same thing though.
Oh my goodness gracious.
But seriously, would you nut in fucking Tommy's face?
No, but I gotta. So funny. We're talking about all this ass shit. I gotta say this. I have a friend. Have I told you this in private? Stop me if I've told you. But you know, she's kind of into the whole FetLife BDSM life. Have I said this story, Zach?
Yeah.
Oh yeah, you told us the story. You guys were out to dinner and she.
No. Same person, different story.
Oh, okay. Now tell the story, man.
I don't know if I told Zach. If I did, please stop me, or I'll just keep saying it anyway. So the last time I saw her, she was in New York City. She lives in New York at the moment, and she's got a place here though. But anyway, she was in New York when I was down there, Josh, up there. Sorry. And her boyfriend at the time, this Japanese guy named Ichiro, whom I met a couple of times, which they offered me to like crash on their couch, which for a fee in New York. I'm like, I'm not going to crash on couch for a fee. I'll just get a hotel. Anyway, so she comes back here and I hung out with her some months back, and she had just broken up with the Japanese boyfriend whom I met a couple of times. And she kind of got candid about their sex life. Like, I fucking want to know. And she made this statement with the word pegging, and I didn't know what it was. And I rue the moment that I asked what it meant, because I didn't know what it meant.
This is the same story. You lie.
Oh, yeah.
Oh, no. Josh hasn't heard it then. I did tell you?
I don't remember the pegging part.
Okay. Oh, you have heard the pegging part?
I don't remember the pegging part.
Yeah, I don't think Josh has heard this.
All right.
But no, essentially, that chick's kind of hot in a regular basic bitch kind of way.
Yeah, that dress is hot. I like that dress.
Yeah, it's kind of slutty. She looks like a Vegas whore. But anyway, she's like, yeah, well, Ichiro, a pegger is basically me wearing a strap on and I fucked the guy in the ass. He's like, yeah, Ichiro was all about it. I'm like, what the fuck? He's like, yeah, he always liked to be dominated over. I'm like, oh, and it's weird when you've met the guy. It's weird. Like now I can't like look at the guy on social media. I see his posts on social media and shit, and I'm like, I can't not picture him without a big fucking blackjack in his ass.
That would make me like somebody more if I knew they take it in the ass.
And you make jokes and you like to say beta bitch fucking dude. That's as beta as it gets, right?
No, that's just liking some of your ass. Ass play feels good, apparently.
And then I was like,
I think some dudes are into it because it strokes their fucking prostate or whatever.
It hits their G-spot, the male G-spot.
I know, but it was more than that. It was the domination aspect. She's like, yeah, he likes me to dominate him, pull his hair, fucking ride his ass. And and she was like, and I asked him, I was like, oh, so do you think he was gay or whatever? She's like, I really do think he was gay, actually. And he just never told. He's like, I used to find his porn searches like online, and he had a big obsession with big black dicks.
Yeah, like
oh no, yeah.
He liked videos where there was the amount of big black cocks outweighed the number of anything else in the video. Let's just say that.
I look at BBD's dominate, like BBC's dominating white twink bitches. I have that in my search.
White twink bitches. I thought a twink was so you mean a gay guy? You're fucking weird, dude.
A white gay guy. Like I just like seeing big black cocks smashing into a white asshole, and the balls bouncing off each other.
All right, man. Adrian Mendoza's getting a kick right now. Stop it.
That's amazing. It's the greatest porn ever.
You're being kind of annoying, Zach. How much did you drink in that commentary?
Hey, you leave Adrian alone. He can't help it that you're annoying as fuck. No, I'm joking.
No, we love Adrian. We love it. It's funny.
Nah, I know, dude. I'm just giving him shit. I'm glad he's a fan of the show, and
Adrian's the Omega, baby. Adrian's the Omega.
That's
gonna be a Mac and Zach shirt. We might have Josh James draw up all the artwork whenever we get some extra money to throw your way. You gotta get a Adrian the Omega shirt. You just gotta draw like Jesus's body with the head of David Bowie and all that shit.
Okay. That only cost you $1,000. That's not bad, right?
Exactly. Yeah.
Yeah. Josh, if you and I were at a party with those two chicks, can I have the one on the left, the shorter one?
I want the one in the copper dress.
Oh, no, that's mine. That's the shorter one. That's the copper dress.
We'll have to flip a coin then, I think, at that point.
Well, you can have the front. I'll take the back.
Chinese finger cuffs?
You better hope I'm not there, or they'll just be like, fuck you guys. I want to fuck Zach and only Zach. Zach's got the big cock.
Oh, I left you out of the equation for a reason. I mean, you're not at the party. I said, Josh, if you and I were at a party and we said, fuck Zach, we're not telling him about the party with the bitches.
Yeah, Zach's out making a beer run for us while we're getting
exactly.
busy. Dude, this guy keep thinking this guy looks like Wizelle.
I can see it. I can see it. That was a Tommy laugh, Zach.
Yeah, guy. He kind of did, babe. Where is Wizelle? Why isn't he here? He's never been on our show.
I don't know, man. He's off in Wizardland doing this, making a souffle somewhere. I don't know.
See, we need to get him to go to Vegas with. We need to force him at gunpoint.
Yeah, I know. He was just there for his bachelor party, though. So
yeah, we'll force him to go again.
I don't think Wizelle thinks I'm a real person, so it'd be hard to convince him to do anything.
We'll force him to go again, and then we'll force him to cook us shit too, since he cooks.
Why doesn't he think you're a real person?
I'm kidding. I'm just saying that,
because they've never met in real life, man.
Wizelle lives in Wizelle land, and
Zach, calm down. Let Josh finish his point here. Go on, Josh.
There's no point. I mean, I was kidding. I'm just saying that, Wizelle, he comes on the show, he does a commentary, he goes back to Wizelle land.
He's kind of like Riverman on this show now.
Exactly.
We summon him. If we have our tarot cards and our Ouija board out and everything's perfect and the stars are aligning and the constellations are where they need to be, we can sometimes, once in a while, conjure up Riverman to do something.
Well, Wizelle's a busy man. He's got a fucking secret life as one of the members of the Beastie Boys, if you remember.
Yeah, right. He's the Adam Yauch replacement.
He does kind of have that vibe.
No, he'll be coming back. We're gonna do. I think we're gonna do a Monster Squad or something coming up real soon. So we'll be talking. He had some a little hiccup with his health, and I think he's just figuring that out. But he's doing good.
Mm-hmm. Health sucks.
It does.
And then you could go into debt because of your health. That sucks too.
Once you're around the corner into 40, it's just kind of like you expect something to fucking...
I think we should do everyone a favor, start aborting before birth. Then you don't got to worry about your health. I advocate late-term abortions for everyone.
Yeah, okay.
That's going to be my platform when I run. And bring on the nukes. We're gonna pull a fucking suicide. We're gonna turn the nukes on ourselves and shoot them in our own heads. It's gonna be awesome. And then the Mac and Zach religion will be fulfilled.
Speaking of going to the debt, over medical expenses and stuff. You know, they at least Experian, there's FICO, like FICO scores, you know, like your credit. So they just unveiled sort of the newest wave of FICO score recently, somewhat recently, the FICO score 9. It's almost like saying 9.0, I think. And not everybody's adopted it yet, but Experian has, and I know like Wells Fargo utilizes it, but it's the first. They're trying to, I think they want to normalize it and make it the standard, but basically it doesn't even look at medical. It doesn't consider medical debt or medical write-offs or any of that stuff part of your credit, which it shouldn't. So
yeah, it's fucking retarded.
If you guys were to look at your FICO score 9 or whatever, it would be really high, which is good because, you know, it cuts out the petty shit. Anyway, I think it really should be the norm, but not enough people are doing it.
Mm-hmm.
All right, who's that?
It's that's the Josh James. He's bored.
I thought I would give some information that was maybe useful to people. I mean, you know, this movie's not giving us anything.
Oh, this movie's amazing. You're such a fucking beta bitch. This movie's amazing. You know that if you were an Omega like me.
Had I not given you some real down-to-earth FICO news, Zach was 2 seconds away from talking about nodding in Don Knotts' ass again. Mm-hmm. So we talked that we were talking about Don Knotts ad nauseum on the last podcast, and you know, of course, it naturally came up. Would you knot inside the knots? And that was a whole big thing.
Dude, if there was one impression I could do really well, it would be Don Knotts. That'd be the best.
Andy, do it. Can I hear it?
I would do it while having sex with a chick. That would be like amazing.
Do it. Give me your Don Knotts.
Dude, I know. I can't even do an impression of myself. Like, forget about it.
Give me your best on the spot. Give me your best Don Knotts having an orgasm. Like you're just fucking releasing right now. You're throwing your hands up in the air.
I got nothing. I'll work on it though. Maybe next time I come on, I'll give you something for Don Knotts.
It's always hard to do impressions on the spot too.
I was listening to the newest Twilight Zone commentary where I brought that up. You know, would Zach do those things to him? And I asked him, and I did a little impression. I said, Zach, will you do your best Don Knotts impression? And you're like, it made me laugh because you're like, I would only bring shame to the Don Knotts name. Like you had the most graceful bow out of not doing it. It was pretty funny.
That's not, you know, I think Don Knotts is a hard one to do. I mean, that's not something you just whip out, you know.
Exactly. You don't just whip out these willy-nilly. Matt or Aaron, you're so fucking... You just don't get the art of the impression, baby.
Yeah.
You don't get it.
I'm like Norm Macdonald, where he just does every impression in the Norm Boys.
Mm-hmm. He got a show recently.
Yeah, it's...
Oh my God, dude. Did you see his interview on The View where he apologized for his comments?
Weak.
I was like, no, not Norm. No.
He was the last bastion, right?
That was so bad, dude. It was so... They were leading him into everything, too. I mean, you could tell that, you know, he was friends with those chicks on those shows. I mean, he's been crashing those shows for years, right?
Mm-hmm.
And I always thought he was kind of going on those shows ironically, you know? Because he is such a controversial character and so different from those women, you know?
Norm Macdonald? What Twilight Zone are you guys living in? Norm Macdonald is this controversial guy.
He's not controversial. He's like I referred to him as the last bastion because I was literally just mentioning before this happened that Norm Macdonald, he's a good example of like maybe the people that were that had established that sort of humor prior to all this generation. They're kind of safe because I had mentioned.
Well, how do you not figure him for being controversial? Because like he says he says whatever he wants to say. He's so non-PC, you know.
But there's no controversial there because no one's ever made a big deal about it because he does it right. You know, he was because he kind of bridges the old with the new. He was kind of telling those old Friars type jokes, like woman jokes, kitchen jokes. But he did it right because he would say these things and he would always never come off malicious, right? He would always come off likable. He really did it right.
I've never thought of jokes like that as edgy. This is just simple cookie cutter.
I know, man. It's got to be fucking kids with you to be edgy anyway. See, there's things Norm Macdonald won't touch.
Let's get back to that view, though. I mean, that was fucking harsh, right? Like, that really killed something in me, dude. I was like, no, you know?
What were his comments?
It was, he just bent. He just totally folded.
I mean, what was he apologizing for?
So, basically... the thing is, it was so unlike his character to apologize. But anyway, what he said was, it was actually the statement was valid. It was the last sentence of his tweet or whatever that was misconstrued. That's what got him in trouble. But even then, when I read it,
I think he was criticizing some like #MeToo bullshit, you know?
It was. But what he said at the end, though, even then I could tell what he meant. And it just came off a certain way. And come on, I can't be some genius that's able to do that. Everybody else can read out of context a little bit and understand when stuff comes off wrong. Come on, man. People just want to fucking dogpile on everybody. Basically, he was going on about the Me Too thing. I think it stemmed from Louis C.K. Basically that, you know, people were up in arms that he was doing stand-up again, right? It was kind of on the heels of that a couple weeks ago.
Right. He did like one set or something, you know?
Why would they be up in arms about that?
Because he shouldn't be allowed to work or do whatever he wants ever again. Because
no, fuck you.
I agree.
They still got to eat.
So basically, that's the standpoint of what he was kind of saying. Like, essentially, and there's a lot of comedians doing it, and they're all like Michael Ian Black got shredded to pieces because he basically said the similar type of thing. But the thing is you gotta. What are they supposed to do? I mean, he's getting back on the horse after a while. Like, what's the alternative exactly? Like, look, if you don't want to see him, don't go. I don't understand what it is. Like, people are free to do whatever they want.
Yeah.
He's not incarcerated. Just don't go if you don't support it. But how long is he supposed to wait? People are like, he didn't wait long enough. Like, what the fuck?
I know. I agree with the Bill Burrism regarding this whole thing. Is like, so people do something wrong and they're not allowed to make a living anymore. It's like, yeah, I mean, when your only ability, your career is to, you know, being in entertainment, being a comedian, you're not allowed to be an entertainer anymore. I mean, like, they have to be completely destroyed, you know, or these people aren't happy. It's like, it's
vote with your wallet and your attention. That's all you can say. I mean, don't like, this is ridiculous.
Exactly.
But what Norm said was more generalized. Now it's coming back to me. He was just basically, for the first time, really commenting on the Me Too thing. Because it kind of seems like...
dude, watching fucking Norm Macdonald lower his head to Joy Behar, who is like...
Dude.
Like a, you know, fraction of the comedian that, you know, Norm Macdonald is, you know, it's just... sickening, you know. It really made me sad because it was like
he had never commented on the Me Too thing in general. He just kind of kept doing his Norm shtick, and I just kind of thought he was bulletproof. But he was asked, and he commented on it, and he essentially just kind of said, you know, it used to be, what was it, like 100 women can't be wrong, you know. But then this is obviously paraphrasing, yeah. But then he's like, basically, he's like, now all of a sudden it's one woman can't be wrong.
Right.
Like it used to be, now it's believe every woman all the time.
Yeah, we can't just believe everything we hear. There's got to be an ounce of skepticism.
Yeah.
He brought up Chris Hardwick. He said it's like the Chris Hardwick guy. He's like, he got a raw end of the deal on that whole thing because that was...
Yeah, didn't he get exonerated or something?
Yeah.
Or they found out?
They did.
He was exonerated by a jury of his peers, essentially, you know? I mean,
yeah, not exonerated. That's the wrong word. They reinstated his job, or after like they did some, like they looked into the claims or something, and then
it doesn't matter. The fact that it even got to a point where he got smeared, because his reputation is still damaged from it. It still is. He got his job back, but you know, come on, man, there was still slander against his character, and there's damage done.
Yeah, he still's got that. He's got that red market on his fucking, you know.
It's character assassination.
What was the?
It is.
What was the Rolling Stone article that was published where the chick's like, "Oh, these kids they raped me," and then they had to retract it because she was lying about it. That was an actual case that happened not that long ago.
But yeah, so basically though, he was a good example, and he used him. He's like, look, that was one woman just saying some shit out of context. Like, we don't know their relationship, as if you've never been in a relationship with a girl or a guy that hasn't been batshit crazy and wouldn't say some shit. I've met a lot of women. I've known a woman. I've dated a couple of women that would not be above talking some shit.
Oh, dude. They've done it. That's happened to me before in my past, like in my early 20s. Like I dated this crazy chick, and she was like manic depressive bipolar, you know, and it was a really bad relationship. She was super abusive to me, like physically and mentally abusive towards me. And I was too naive to know any better, you know. So I just tolerated her bullshit for like a couple of years, and then I finally broke it off with her, and she basically stalked me at my job, and then she told all our friends, our mutual friends, that I like had beaten her and all this shit, and like people believed her. And I was like, that's totally not true. None of that ever happened. Like, you know me, I would never do anything like that. And like some people believed me, some people believed her, and it was just like my word against hers. And a lot of the female friends we shared together were like, well, there's two sides to every story. I'm like, no, she's fucking lying. And, you know, I, through personal experience, learned that certain women can absolutely fucking lie to trash your reputation and be the quote unquote winner of the breakup, you know?
Yeah, everybody fucking lies. Everybody gets jealous and lies about shit.
Yes, absolutely. God, this is like the commentary of confessions over here, man. We got Aaron's rubbing feet. Yeah, dating crazy chicks. What's
I'm sure Zach's jacked off on some feet. He's holding back, but I just had to rub him. But no, the last sentence though, the one that got him in trouble though, and this whole spiel with Norm is, and I totally get what he meant, but it did come off wrong. But come on, I can read through the lines. Basically, at the end of the spiel, he said that the comedians in this cases, they got it worse than the women. So yeah. I get it. That sounds bad because it was very generalized sounding. Like, whoa, you're saying the careers getting ruined is worse than women getting assaulted everywhere. That's how it came off.
Yeah.
It came off like he was generalizing it. The way it read in print was, look, these comedians are getting it 10 times worse than any victims out in the world. That's the way it read, but we know he didn't mean it that way. He basically meant in these isolated situations, you know, Louis C.K., he jerked off in front of a comedian. And in that particular situation, do you think she's in therapy right now because Louis C.K. jerked off in front of her? Probably not. Louis C.K. lost millions of dollars. His movie got scrapped. He lost his deal with Netflix, FX, Netflix specials. So in those isolated situations, Louis did kind of pay 10 times fold, right? That's all he meant.
If Louis C.K. asked me if he wanted to jack off, if he could jack off in front of me, I'd think it was a bit. I'd be like, yeah, go for it, Louis. And then when he did it, I'd be like, that's not funny.
So, but we're not...
I think it's just really sad to see him, like, just lose face, you know? Because he always kind of had his, like, own little thing going on where, like, he was kind of... He could just...
Yeah.
There was... I mean... He's a super intelligent guy. You know, everything he says is calculated. And so they took some of his shit out of context and tried to paint him as a bad guy. And because he's got this new show with Netflix and a contract, he had to go fucking bow down to those fucking witches over there. You know?
Yeah.
It's the death of nuance. They can never just think something's nuanced. It's like, oh no, if you say something like that, you have to think of you have to think that in every situation. You can't think, oh, that's just a default that you think. You don't think every situation's different. Fuck you.
It's almost like social media's like, you know, wrecked that aspect of social behaviors. You know, like
look. Back in the day, and just not even that long ago, like I said, if you have brain one and you're melon, you can read that print of what Norm said, and you acknowledge that, yeah, that last sentence came off like, it didn't come off right. But if you read the rest of the article, you know what he means by it. So everybody else should be able to see through that. And back in the day, they would be like, okay, would you like to release a comment? And they would release a comment and clarify it, and that'd be it. And you apologize and clarify. Great, fine. But no, people have to sit there, and even though they know it's not the way it was intended, it's like, okay, we have an opportunity to put someone at the stake now. And they get off on it. It's like, dude.
We live in the modern day fucking Salem witch trials, man. It's like he says, burning you alive, they fucking ruin your career, you know?
So, and let's be real here. So when he made that comment, when he's referring to, we're not talking about rapists here. When he's talking about Louis C.K. type stuff, you know, masturbating in front of someone, let the punishment fit the crime. Because like I said, yeah, if somebody was like raped, they're living with that shit for the rest of their life. I've known rape victims. It is horrible, and people deserve
absolutely
severe punishment. But do you really think a fellow comedian who I guess felt like they were pressured into it. Louis asked him, hey, can I jerk off in front of you? She felt kind of obligated to say yes because he's kind of a higher comedian. I don't want to fuck myself over if that's what happens. So she says yes. He jerks off in front of her. Is it perverted? Yeah. Is it wrong? Probably yeah. But do you think she's in therapy right now or something? No, she's fine. She's 100%. She probably sold her story and her testimony to the news.
She's like, this guy jacked off in front of me one time.
Yeah, I mean,
it's like, I don't think you get PTSD from watching a guy jerk his dick.
No. So basically, the punishment in Louis C.K. did not fit the crime, right? He didn't, you know what I mean? In context, it's pretty mild, and that's, I'm not, you know.
If we go down that road, we're going to go down a road where it's like, okay, if you're ever famous, you can never ask to have consensual sex or consensual anything with anybody because they could feel pressured into it. No, if you feel pressured, say fucking no. Why would you like, oh, you got to let me or I'm just going to do it in front of you anyway. Why would I ask if that was the case?
I can see both ways as far as, because they're saying Louis C.K. abuses power, right? His authority, because he should know.
He's got no fucking power. He's a loser.
Listen to me, Zach. Calm down. He's saying that he should know because he's a very popular comedian that when he's doing stuff with other comedians that he's got a little bit of influence about him. Now, I acknowledge that someone like Louis C.K. could acknowledge that, like, hey, you know what, I'm this big shot, they're probably going to say yes. Maybe that could be considered taking advantage of a status, right? But I also acknowledge that maybe people like Louis C.K. also don't realize that in the moment either, that it's, you know what I mean?
I was always under the impression that like it happened before he'd ever even made a single movie or like a single TV appearance.
Was it?
So like back when he was making struggling, comedian money.
Was it?
So I always figured like, oh, they were just peers at that point then.
I thought it was a lot of accusations though. It wasn't just one.
Maybe I'm wrong. I don't know.
Did you guys see that? I'm sorry. Go ahead. No.
I was just saying if that is the case, then yeah, that's extra bullshit. If it was like a long time ago, but that's some James Gunn shit then. But continue, Josh.
No, I was just gonna say, did you guys see that recent video of Weinstein that surfaced recently, where he's being all creepy and shit?
No.
That chick she's like posting some social media platform for his movie, Marilyn Monroe, and she was like had the laptop that she was doing the presentation on recording him, and it was just showing him like, how he's manipulating her and like literally like putting moves on her. It's really fucking disgusting, man. That kind of behavior is definitely like admonishable. Like that's actual proof that you can say, hey, this guy's a fucking creep. And putting this woman in a situation that's like fucking terrible, right?
Yeah, fuck that guy. And that brings us full circle because literally that guy could go on to create another company, be fucking making movies again just like before. And just like with the CK thing, there's nothing we can fucking do because we can't ban somebody from pursuing whatever career they want. All we can do is like, yeah, we're gonna boycott. We're not gonna watch that shit. And then, if their name doesn't make money, people stop working with them in Hollywood.
His reputation is irredeemable. So I think someone like him, he should just accept the fact, of his current status, and he should just become a supervillain. He's got a lot of money. He's pure evil. He fucking looks wicked as shit. He should just become like the Kingpin, Just embrace it.
Embrace it, yeah.
He should.
I don't even think that he can move to another country unless it's like Africa and like, disappear,
we're not even talking about we're talking about old shit. We're not even talking about the most relevant, dude. Cosby he's going to prison, man.
Oh my God. Dude, fucking Bizarro World, seeing him in fucking handcuffs and shit.
3 to 10 years, was it?
Yeah.
Ooh. He could die in prison. I think Cosby will get the low end. He would be out in 3 years because I'm sure he's upstanding. He'll be a good prisoner and, he'll be charming.
1 year would probably be a death sentence. He's an old fuck.
Yeah.
I know, but I'm saying if he makes it, he'll be out the earliest possible. He'll be out in 3 years, right? But still, that's crazy. He could die in prison.
I just try to imagine not that I'm trying to empathize with Bill Cosby, but imagine being in his position where his whole legacy is just completely destroyed. And he's just this old fucking dude going to jail for rape, And like...
I never fucking thought I'd see the day.
It's just weird, man.
Yeah, so we have a serious opportunity now that somebody needs to cash in on, but it's a crossover between the Cosby Show and HBO's Oz. Wouldn't that be a great show? Like a serious dark Cosby Show in prison.
I saw some meme that was really funny. It was like, I'm going to prison plasm. Or something like that. It's like
What?
Yeah, it'll be, the Bill Cosby isms, the way he talks or whatever. Yeah. And I was
I'm going to jail.
Going to prison.
Yeah. Now you guys are doing impressions. Because I didn't ask.
See, he didn't tell us to do it on the spot. That's the reason.
Theo! Is he gonna you could have a show, man. I don't know. I think it'd be great.
The first episode ends with him dropping the soap. And then he goes to pick it up, and he looks at the camera and goes, oh! And the credits. Credits roll.
That's so funny. Dude, do you think someone like Lisa Bonet is rolling her eyes right now at all the shit she took from Cosby? Because
oh my God. Dude, you literally just had the same thought I was having right now. It was like, I think that Lisa Bonet knew all along, and I think she's sitting in there with her arms folded going, yep. That motherfucker is finally getting his up and comings,
Yeah, I remember how he used to shit on comedians that had dirty jokes, and like he said, rap was like ruining respect for women and shit.
He used to shit on fucking what's his name, Eddie Murphy, for crying out loud.
Yeah, that was a funny bit too. But no, he literally disowned and the whole thing with Lisa Bonet, because she showed her tits in Angel Heart. It's just. His moral high horse, man. Nobody can live up to that kind of image, I just
Brady Bunch values.
He's super preachy, man. When the Osbournes came out, he judged the Osbournes, like how because he called Ozzy Osbourne a bad parent and stuff like that, and in question
because he cusses around his adult children.
And what's funny is I remember watching that, and you could argue that. I mean, yeah, he's flawed. He's infidelity, and he had drug issues and stuff like that. And clearly, like Jack Osbourne and stuff had drug problems. But you know what? They always seem like they're together and they have a good relationship, and they still try and help each other. And he's very transparent with like things like drugs and stuff. I don't know. I'd argue that Ozzy Osbourne was obviously a better father than someone like Bill Cosby.
Probably. I had a dream that I went to the Alamo and pissed him off because I was like, hey, where's that spot that Ozzy pissed on?
Interesting.
Because I would do that in real life. They'd probably get pissed off. Like, that's why you came here? I always wanted to go to the Alamo so I could ask them, one, where's the basement? To see if they laugh at me. And then say, okay, now where's that spot Ozzy pissed on so I could take a picture in front of it?
I must have tuned this part out too because this is the guy from Disaster Artist.
I have no idea what's going on in this movie at all.
He's in the Disaster Artist. He was like the assistant director or something. I don't know. He's that comedian.
Yeah, he's from
Paul.
The League.
Is his name Paul something?
The League. That was a good show. He was in that.
I remember when I was real young, I wanted to be a comedian, but then like I grew up a little bit and realized that it was a shitty job, and they were always miserable, so I never wanted to. They make shit money.
Oh. Well, I was about to say, I thought you were going to say shit films. He's clearly doing a favor to Tommy Wiseau, because there's got to be a connection there.
Why wouldn't you do a favor for Tommy Wiseau? Tommy Wiseau, he's the guy you want to have a bunch of favors lined up for, baby. He's the kind of guy that, slow night, Tommy, you want to suck my dick? Come on, you owe me a favor, Tommy. But then if I was famous, I'd get in trouble because I asked him, and I could get in trouble for that.
I just got this mental image of you literally, calling Tommy over because he owed you a favor as a booty call. And he's literally bent over, but he's kind of taking it like he's taking it a lot. And he's kind of almost like yawning, and he's just kind of like, oh, hurry up, guy. You almost done?
Yeah.
Like, I literally got that mental image.
He looks like Blade from Puppet Master.
Yeah, he does.
This movie feels like they just put shots together to look good in frame, but don't really mean anything at all in the overall story. It's like, if you cut these together, like a scene like this, where he's got a funny hat on in front of an ATM in a garage, it's like, ooh, this is crazy situation. It must be so funny. And it's like, it literally has nothing to do with anything at all. It's so dry, you know? It's like
It's funny too that he's putting the money in an ATM. The first thing a cop would do if they kicked down that garage door and saw an ATM would be like, "Oh shit,
Yeah.
they stole an ATM. There's a bunch of money in there." So why would you hide it in an ATM, Tommy?
I didn't know Fred Armisen was in this movie.
That's what he kind of looks like a little bit, but
Dime store Fred Armisen.
But you know what, guys? You guys are missing the good news here. Like, we got 18 minutes left. This movie is almost done.
Oh, shut up. This movie's amazing. You're just such a soy boy that you can't... Brett68 is said on the fucking thing there. See, sometimes that happens. I'm saying something and then I get diverted. And then I don't go back to it.
You guys, I think Adrian Mendoza's annoyed right now with, you know... Zach, how much have you had to drink tonight?
I've been drinking a lot, baby.
Zach ain't drinking, man. He's got something up his nose.
No, baby, no. So, yeah, which reminds me, we should talk about our Vegas trip, or lack thereof.
We already talked about it. We're not going to Vegas anymore. We're working something else out. It's just the timing's not going to be right, and it looks like we're going to be hitting the East Coast, but let's not talk about stuff that isn't happening yet. I mean, because we keep talking about it. It's going to be the same. It's going to be the same shenanigans. We'll get the same content.
Well, that's the thing. If we go to your neck of the woods, we could still go to Vegas.
Well, or it doesn't matter. You know what? Regardless, the only difference at most, wherever the heck we go, even if we go to the East Coast, your hooker just is going to be illegal, but we'll get around it.
Dude, let's just all quit our jobs and we'll just road trip together for a year, you know?
We can't do it illegal. We got to have it legal so we can have her on the podcast, baby. She won't come out and talk.
Oh, well, it's not illegal to have a prostitute talk on a podcast. That's not
There's still a human being.
No, it'll be illegal to pick her up. They'll never believe that we picked her up to record a podcast.
Wouldn't it be funny if we had a podcast with the call girl like we'd wanted to do, but we play a little game with the audience? Like, you try and keep your poker face and keep going, Zach, on the podcast as normal, but we got to see if the listeners can spot the moment in the podcast at which the hooker starts giving you a blowjob and then you come. But because you just at some point she's gonna start giving you head and you can't you can't do any of that shit.
It would be so hard to pinpoint because as soon as she started, I would be finished.
Well, some audiophile will get into the audio and they'll be like, "Oh, I heard a zipper undone." They'll be able to spot when it started. None of this is gonna stop. And then I don't know. It'd be fun. I'm just kidding. I don't want to be around that at all, but.
We can get a fucking hooker anywhere. It doesn't have to be Vegas.
That's what I said. The only difference is it might not be legal. I'm kidding, by the way. I have no desire in getting a hooker and paying for a hooker for Zach or anybody else.
Oh, he's lying. See, off the air, he was like, "Oh, I'm gonna fuck this bitch. I'm gonna fuck this bitch. I'll fuck anything that moves."
I want to make sure. I just want to make sure that is clear. I mean, because Zach, my name's out there. I'm just joking. I would never do that.
That's why you should have put your name out there.
Actually, Josh's name's out there too. He goes by his whole name.
Yeah, you guys are dumb. You guys don't have that anonymity.
Dude, I mean, come on. If you're a fucking listener of this podcast and you haven't figured out that's a bit yet, then you might be Adrian Mendoza. But
why you shit on Adrian so much?
He doesn't mean it, Adrian. I think he's just had a bad day. But no, it's not the people that listen regularly I would be concerned about. It's the people that are just popping in. It's I don't know. Yeah, but it's just a joke. It's fine. Zach gets all the pussy for free.
Well, fuck those people. They deserve to not know what the joke is.
Dude, we're all going to be on The View in a week where we're just apologizing, hey.
I'll troll the fuck out. I won't apologize for anything. I'll just troll the fuck out.
We'll be on some feminist YouTube channel or something, be like, "Oh, I'm sorry," and
my thing is, it's not that an apology is not justified sometimes. I mean, sometimes I do things, and if I realize that was probably a bad move, I'll apologize. But here's the thing: if I did something like that, I'll apologize on my own terms. I'm not gonna go on the fucking View to apologize.
You can't. Why the fuck do people demand an apology? That means nothing if you're demanding an apology.
Yeah, you're right.
If it's under duress, it definitely makes it not worth anything, right? I mean...
Yeah, it takes a big man to admit they were wrong, and you're just forcing them to do it, so they don't have to be big at all. They're just doing it to appease the fucking...
Well, Okay, so when Norm Macdonald did that, when he apologized, like who was he apologizing to by doing it, going on The View? I mean, because like who are the people that she's trying to reach out to apologize to?
You know what it probably was? It was probably Netflix. Like, oh, we got this show coming out. You got to clear your image before we put it out.
They're like, dude, you fucked up, and we're pissed. Like, you got to get out there and fucking. He's like, well, I know some people at The View. They're like, do it. Just get it on fucking YouTube.
Norm Macdonald's thing, though, like if that was me, if I had to go on The View, I'd be like, look, it came off a certain way. I didn't mean it that way. And that's not what my intent was or what's in my heart or the way I think.
That's when people stand up and be like, you shut the fuck up. We know what you meant more than you did, faggot.
I would acknowledge...
You can suck my dick.
I would acknowledge that, what it was construed as is wrong. But I'm like, look, I made a fuck up. It sounded wrong. We all do that. We all say shit. And as soon as we say it, like, yeah, I probably didn't word that right.
Absolutely, dude. Absolutely. I mean,
it doesn't mean that's really what Norm Macdonald didn't assault anybody. He got some words twisted up and just,
Dude, it's like we're not even allowed to be human beings anymore who make mistakes and say things, It's like everything that comes out of your mouth has to be calculatedly perfect so that nobody's offended. Mm-hmm. It's the most stupid fucking thing.
I just fucking slipped up just a couple seconds ago. I said faggot as in it's a negative context. The only time I usually say faggot is when I'm asking a man to nut in my mouth. And that's usually how it happens. And then I said it there as a pejorative, and then I'm always like, why the fuck do I do that?
Jeez.
I should do that.
Well, it's cool.
I love the nuts.
You can come over to my channel and apologize to the world,
Exactly.
On my channel,
That's funny.
Nice shirt that come with a dick in your mouth.
Okay.
That's what Tommy should have said there. That would have been awesome.
Fuck, dude.
I would have sucked his cock.
I was actually watching the Mantra Squad like the other night, and they actually say faggot in that movie like 3 or 4 times. I was like, holy shit.
Exactly.
That shit would not fly today at all.
That was the thing to say in the 90s. Remember that? Remember when that was the worst thing you call? I gotta call him a faggot because that's like the worst thing you could call someone. Yeah, man, he's gonna be angry.
It was the 80s too, man. Spicoli said fags in Fast Times.
Yeah, I was all about it too. I was the self-proclaimed fat faggot in 5th grade. I wore it with honors. Like a big fat fucking nut in my face.
All right.
Yeah, I think fag actually became sort of like a generalized term for like something kind of dumb or retarded or whatever. I mean, faggot is like that's derogatory. Fag was a little bit more user friendly in its terms, of just meaning like people could say use that derogatory term in certain situations, but not talking about or putting down gay people. You know what I'm saying? Like. That was just kind of how it was in the 80s.
Language always comes full circle. Like bad ends up being good at some point. Hey, that's fucking bad, man. And we meant that was cool. And then it happened with like every fucking word, and it still does.
Yeah.
Okay.
It's fucking crazy.
I don't know.
It was just culturalized, just like any other slang. I mean, I'm not saying it's right. I don't like the word. I never thought, I don't know, but... I don't know. I'm exhausted.
I mean, they use fag and fucking Bill and Ted's Excellent Adventure, like multiple times.
Yeah.
Like they hug each other and they turn each other and go fag. It's like I don't really think they're. I don't know.
They're dumb characters. They're supposed to like, oh, haha, they're dumb.
Well, to be fair, Bill and Ted was referring to like gay people because when they were hugging on each other. I mean, I think that
true.
Was
yeah.
That was pretty on the nose. They're like fag. Yeah.
But that's the point. You're supposed to like think, oh my god, they're so dumb. You weren't supposed to think, oh god, they're fucking cool, man. They hate the quarters.
There was some episode I pointed that out. I think it was like aerobicide or something I did, where they used that word a lot in that movie, and I took excerpts from like certain movies from the 80s. Like in the 80s, everybody said faggot, whatever. And it was really just, it's weird to go back and watch 80s movies and hear it just thrown around. Like it's bad. I'm glad it's gone. It worked its way out of culture, like I don't know.
It kind of came back for a little bit, like last year or something.
Yeah, I mean, faggot. I don't know. I think this seems like almost hate speech at this point. You know, it's
I can't think of the movie. There was some movie, I want to say it was a high school type setting where there was your traditional cliche bully character and they were the one picking on people. I can't think of the movie. Fuck, I know what it is. And they were at like a dance or something and they said something and then somebody literally said fag in the audience. They called him a fag. And I think there's like a scene where, oh, you know what? It was Can't Hardly Wait. That's what it is. And that was a 90s movie. I think it was Can't Hardly Wait. And somebody called him a fag from the party. And he was even like relating to the nerd at the end of the movie. He's like, somebody called me a fag, you know? And it was just like full circle. Like, and I don't know, but that was actually kind of, you know, it's supposed to be a teen movie, pretty representative of like teenagers in that decade. So I think it was kind of relevant to the script, I guess.
Remember that dank ass song by Korn?
Yeah.
Faggot?
Yeah.
I'm just a pretty boy, whatever you call it.
Dude, I watched a couple of those videos of the guy doing a new like the chords like been going back on tour, and after his wife died, he's like crying on stage. I feel so fucking bad for the guy, dude. It's like
he's fucking clinically depressed. You should feel bad for him all the time. He's a fucking husk of a man. He deserves your pity. I should have said that. That's really mean. I'm an asshole.
You got no heart today.
I switched to asshole mode when we're recording. It's weird. And it used to just be on Mac and Zach, but now it's fucking leaking into here too. But this scene is funny.
I think that's what it is, man. Josh, I think Coke makes him angry. But no, you're like full blown Mac and Zach today.
that's what it is. That's his speed is on Mac and Zach speed, and this is, you know.
Are you juggling a lot of Mac and Zach shit right now? You've been recording that a lot more, and it's just you can't turn it off. I think
we did have an episode every week this month.
You're fucking.
This movie is so fucking terrible, by the way.
This scene's horrible. It's so bad.
This is the best scene in the movie. Shut up. This is amazing.
It's Good Son all over again.
Yeah, what is this? What the fuck? He was gonna kill him, and then he's like, "Oh, I'm gonna kill you." And he's like, "No, man, don't." And he has the perfect opportunity to just kick him in the balls.
Why didn't he back up as soon as he got his hands off him? Run back away from the dangerous cliff. But no, he just stays there, and then he goes at his neck again. Like, I don't understand.
It's genius.
Zach, you got any info on this director?
No, I could look it up, but I don't want to. But he just fell, and that's funny. He's taking his Blade hat now, and he's crying like, "Oh no, Blade! He died. There's no more Puppet Master movies coming out." But look, this is a sneak peek into the second movie, and it might be better. Let's see.
So are we supposed to call this Best Fiends or Best Friends?
It's the joke. Best friend. It's the friendship continues.
Maybe they should fuse together Part 2 and the Meg.
They if you watch Part 1 and Part 2 together, they call it the whole bloody friendship.
What?
If you watch Part 1 and 2 put together, it's the whole bloody friendship.
I heard what you said. I heard it verbatim, but
they're referencing Kill Bill.
Okay, Zach, you're losing me. You're losing me. Oh, look, a clown.
How is that hard to follow? What are you, retarded? Do I have to dumb it down for you, you fucking simpleton?
Question, is retarded going to be the new faggot like 10 years from now? Where we can't say retarded anymore?
You can't say that either. No, it's funny, back to the Norm Macdonald thing. He went on Howard Stern's show after he lost the Tonight Show gig, right? Because of what he said about the...
He did?
Yes. Listen. The Me Too thing, the little comment he made, before he went on The View, he was supposed to be on the Tonight Show the next night or something. The Tonight Show canceled his appearance.
Fucking cunts, dude.
I know, and he's got like such a
cunty thing to do, you know?
Adam Carolla, he's always been highbrow. He was on The Man Show.
Who the fuck are we talking about, Adam Carolla? Why? What?
Or not Adam Carolla, the other retard.
Okay, Zach, moving on. Listen, Norm Macdonald went on Howard Stern the next morning, and it was so funny because he kind of got himself... He didn't really get in trouble for it, but it was so funny. He was trying to tell a story, and he actually watched what he was going to say because he had just got in trouble the night before, and he was trying to describe, like Zach calls, a retard, right? He was going to say retard and he stopped himself, but then you could tell he was kind of thinking. And then instead of retard on the fly, he said the guy had Down syndrome, and it made it look worse.
Oh, yeah. Yeah. Because see, that's what happens. Dude, that's what happens. Is once you start apologizing and bowing down to this bullshit, it becomes worse. You make yourself seem worse.
He was gonna call somebody like in a joke, telling a story retarded, but he corrected that with Down syndrome, and it's just like, oh, he just made it work. But I don't know, man. It's just
Down syndrome is more fucking. That's even worse. You're gonna say I'm down. I'm up, baby. You can't keep me down just because I'm retarded. Fuck you. I'm a fucking retard that can do a lot.
You know what sucks is I don't like making jokes about. I try and stay away from retarded and Down syndrome because I don't think that's funny at all.
I can say it though because I'm mildly retarded.
No, shut up. Listen,
I'm mild retarded, so it's okay. I could technically play in the Special Olympics if I wanted to.
So what's sad though is, not that I'm not that I would wish it, but Zach would turn over a whole new leaf if he had a kid someday that had Down syndrome, right?
I would. I'd make fun of it.
I don't. God dang, Zach.
Fuck me.
You're going to hell, dude.
This guy's get censored.
Zach, you should start a new podcast. You know how Aaron has the Deep End? You should start your own podcast. Call it Up Syndrome.
Yeah.
Fucking brilliant.
That's a good title, I have to admit. But no, you know what I mean though? It's just one of those things where I don't think stuff should happen to you before you act differently towards it. You know what I mean?
Yeah, it's like that retard John McCain who died recently. He hated the quarters, and then his daughter came out and said she was a quarter, and he's like, "Oh, I like the quarters now." Fuck that guy.
It's the whole thing with the. I think I made that comparison when everybody was all up in arms about the whole extreme vetting Trump thing and the Muslim ban or whatever, and I'm like, you could take somebody who is hardcore liberal, and they're going to be set in their ways no matter what, but if you take that hardcore liberal type and one of their family members was in something like a World Trade Center and they got killed and they were impacted directly, you better believe they'd be singing a different tune on Homeland Security, Then
all of a sudden the facts go out the window. Like, it doesn't matter that you're more likely to die in a car crash. No, fuck those Muslims. Keep them out.
I think we need to close out this podcast for Zach makes me fucking angry. God, dude, your troll level is fucking on fire tonight.
You're such a beta bitch. Why are you angry now?
I don't know.
This movie isn't over yet. This is amazing.
I think your troll level's a little too high tonight.
Zach, you're being kind of annoying, dude. How many drinks have you had tonight? Come on.
I'm fucked.
All right. Okay, so I don't want to talk about this movie any longer than we have to. It's ending. So
it's already ended. You fuck it, your slow computer.
We didn't talk about it hardly at all.
No, it's ended. I'm watching the credits. I'm like, I don't want to hang around.
My credits are already gone, and the movie's it's nothing now.
Okay, well, mine's nothing. I'm sorry, I was 1 second away from off in the movie we weren't even talking about.
It's because your computer's retarded. That's why you're not into making fun of the retards,
dude.
It's okay. This shit's getting cut out.
I'm actually irritated.
Yeah, it's because you're a retarded bitch. Go ahead, though.
I'm actually irritated. I hate this because whatever. But anyway, cut that out if you want. I'm going to read a couple of comments and then we're going to book it. But a guy, you know what? There's actually a few people on here I've never seen before, so I'm going to pick them out. Sean Rooney, never seen him comment before, so if you're a new listener, thank you. He commented on Old School, my Ernie Hudson interview. Damn, Winston is in great shape for 60 plus. Wish the other two were the same. Well, other two, you guess you're right, because one of them's dead. Bill Murray looks like he's close. Dan Aykroyd looks like he's close. Oh, come on.
Bill Murray's got some years left in him.
Oh, but he hasn't aged well.
But not as good as what's his name? The other one.
Winston.
He's a black guy. You can't judge a white guy by the black guy standards. Black don't crack.
No, I was talking about Dan Aykroyd, man.
Dan Aykroyd hasn't aged well either. But yeah, anyway.
I think Bill Murray's been boozing real hard the last couple decades, man.
Maybe.
He's falling off chairs and interviews.
Really? I didn't see that.
Oh yeah, look it up.
Okay, Dancing Bear comments, and I think you're a new listener as well. He comments on Henry Portrait of a Serial Killer. I wouldn't call this quote unquote scary. It's more of a dirty feeling, for me at least. Super powerful film. By the way, I'm watching along with you. Thank you, Dancing Bear. I'm glad when people actually watch along. We don't have to. We kind of format these commentaries to just be more or less like a podcast, so you don't have to watch along and you can still enjoy it. But it's really cool when people do. So thank you. Hopefully you subscribed. And Robert Chardello, let me see. Oh, these are a couple of comments on the Twilight Zones here. Gamer Guys Reviews, I'll start there. He says, good commentary. This is for Eye of the Beholder. Like Aaron, I've never seen this Twilight Zone episode, so I too got to experience this now famous twist for the first time. Although Mac and Zach's insanity has rubbed off on me, I try not to go all out. After all, I don't approach every girl I meet and say, I would eat your ass. The last thing I need is a restraining order. Listen, he goes, though I have been saying dank as fuck a lot.
Hell yeah.
P.S. I'm totally on board with doing a Return of the Living Dead commentary with y'all. Just wondering, but what do you guys use to communicate with each other when doing commentaries? I have Skype. Would that work? Regardless, when the time rolls around, give me a call. Yeah, you could easily patch in through Skype. That's not a problem. So
we got Skype, baby.
We'll kick that around, and we'll let you know for sure. Robert Chardello on the same commentary. He acknowledged that this was his request because we couldn't remember who requested that episode, and he says thanks so much for doing it. So you're very welcome. Keep the requests coming. Dancing Bear, he also he commented on the Book of Shadows Blair Witch 2 commentary, and that's good. So I think Dancing Bear is a new listener, and he's kind of commented on a few of the podcasts. So we seem to have hooked another one. He goes, I just watched this movie again this week. I love it. I think it would have been better and received better if it wasn't under the Blair Witch title. Remove the witch story from it and replace it with another legend. I just think the movie's not very good, but Zach loves it.
It's because you're retarded.
Dancing Bear. He also says on the Haunted Mask commentary, Goosebumps, he says, you guys should do some Are You Afraid of the Dark episodes. Well, I think you're pretty new to the channel, but we have actually done a couple, right? We did the Frozen Ghost, and did we do another one, Zach?
Yeah, I forgot what the other one was, babe.
Gosh, I want to say there was one more, but we have a couple and we plan on doing more. So definitely check those out. Dancing Bear, he also commented on the Cabin Fever commentary. I guess we were commenting on a song that was being played and he's responding to that. I can't quite remember, but he goes, the song is called Wait for the Rain by David Hess, who played the main villain in Last House on the Left. And if my money serves me well, I am pretty sure he did all the music in the movie, but don't quote me on that because I'm too lazy to do my research. Hey, like us. Also, I completely, what?
He did the movie. He did all the music in there.
Okay. Also, I completely agree that it would be badass to see Sinbad in a dark role, almost like Robin Williams in 1 Hour Photo style.
I would come.
Yeah, we need to start talking about Sinbad again, man. He needs to be
see like Sinbad like strangling like a random woman on the street in LA or something would be fucking amazing.
I think they need to cast Sinbad as the new Charles Lee Ray in the Chucky reboot.
They should do a fucking crossover with the whole Shazam thing that people thought he was in, and they should make it a horror movie like The Wishmaster, where he fucks with them through their wishes, baby.
On the Twilight Zone The Silence commentary, Gamer Guys Reviews, he said, great commentary. The Silence is one of my personal favorite episodes in the series. Have y'all considered doing any commentaries on episodes from Freddy's Nightmares? We've talked about that quite a bit, and I still think we should knock out a couple, Zach, because we're trying to like spread the love on these old anthology series and not just stick to one consistently and just kind of like cherry pick back and forth. So we need to do some of those. We also got to do Tales from the Dark Side, and I want to go back and do a couple more.
Yeah, Tales from the Dark Side is great. It's so bad. It's so bad it's good.
Yeah.
Tales from the Dark Side, terrible, but great.
I do think out of all of them, the one that holds up the best is Tales from the Crypt. It still holds up. I used to love Tales from the Dark Side, but Tales from the Dark Side...
Tales from the Crypt, it was the cream of the crop, though, because that was HBO, you know?
Yeah. Tales from the Dark Side, I love that, but it doesn't quite hold up like when I was a kid. But it's good. But I want to do some more Tales from the Crypt as well. And he also says, P.S. Don't bother with Chud 2. It's stupid, but stupidly bad. Has a decent theme tune, though. So
I liked it as a kid.
So rock on. I want to thank everybody for listening, and anybody that comments, I appreciate it. Especially you newcomers, man. Thank you so much for jumping on board and subscribing and the whole deal. Check out all our other shows that we got going. Check out Mac and Zach Save the World, their channel. Check out all the other shows on this channel. There's Deep End with Aaron Lipscomb. That's me. It's definitely, everything's got a different flavor to it, more topical. You know, maybe if I'm lucky, Zach drops the shtick on that show, if I'm lucky. And we do these commentaries, of course. There's a shit ton of them, so go through the archives. There's some old interviews in there, some classic BTM podcasts. We also do the Retro Rampage, where we just kind of bullshit and take it easy and talk over some video games. And of course, go check out R-Rated Horror Commentary, his channel over there, because you guys are definitely going to like his stuff too.
Yeah, I just want to say, like, if you like the Revival House, you should check out R-Rated, because we're almost like brother sister channel, you know, like we're really closely related in terms of like our vibe and stuff.
We're the fucking awesome brother or sister that fuck each other in their off time.
Yeah, just like Zach's story. Like, you need to go back and listen to that back of the pickup truck story where Zach was like horrified while he watched their brother and sister fuck each other. That's essentially what our channels are like. We're like that brother and sister in the back of the pickup truck.
See, that was me dropping the act, and I gave my real thoughts on the situation. I should have been in character. Said no, I was watching jacking off the whole time, but I can't go back and do that now.
Definitely more horror centric. You guys stick, a little closer to the genre. We kind of,
we're called R-Rated Horror Commentary Podcast. I mean, we're just a niche. We like horror movies. So if you like horror movies, come over, check us out.
We kind of like stray and do. Zach will make me do Pauly Shore movies from time to time.
I make him. He's fucking banking me whenever it's not recorded. See, he needs to drop his act now.
So, we love it. Like Halloween, we're going to go all out. We're going to do an October Blitz. And I think what we want to do is, on top of our normal new episodes, new commentaries that drop on Wednesdays, which I think in themselves will be Halloween themed, right? They're going to be movies that suit the month. But around that, we're going to try our best to do a blitz of the actual Halloween Michael Myers franchise and see if we can sprinkle in some extras and see if we can knock out most of those. We're going to try.
Where'd you guys get that idea from?
I don't know. Where did we get it from?
I probably came up with it and he stole it because he's always stealing my ideas. He's the guy that acts like he comes up with great ideas, but it's usually me. I'm pretty great.
I think it's probably because Halloween's the name of the holiday, and it's about as cliche as you can get to do the actual film franchise the same name. I chalk it up to a lack of creativity. But
it was his idea then.
Anyway, we're going to do other movies, and we're going to try and pull out all the stops for Halloween. And I can't wait till Christmas, because that's the one I want to go all out on. But anyway, thank you guys. Check everybody else out. And also, everybody involved, go over to, links are in the description for our Apple Podcast, Google Play, Stitcher, much preferred platforms to listen to it. I mean, it's a podcast after all. But if you like it here, that's great too. But just know, the versions are a little different over on like Apple Podcasts and things like that. We get away with a little bit more. And even if you don't want to go over there, at least click the link here in a YouTube video and go over there and leave us a 5-star rating and a nice little review. Say a couple of fine words. That stuff is like gold to us, and it'll help us gain more exposure. Same thing for Josh James. I think you guys are still with...
Yeah, we're over at horrorphilly.com. And usually when we post our podcasts over there, our commentaries or whatever we do, our interviews and stuff like that, they're audio and video. So if you want to watch like a commentary with the video, it's not on the YouTube channel, but it's over at horrorphilly.com. And then also we would really appreciate hitting a subscribe over at our YouTube channel as well. And all the content that we come out with goes up on YouTube channel first, and then it goes over to Horrorphilia, and then onto onto iTunes. Sorry. And we have multiple platforms for you guys if you want to download us and check us out. The clicks matter, so just let us know what you think of the show, and if you have some suggestions for further shows in the future, then leave a comment. Let us know.
Yeah, and we take We take requests too. Also, everybody here involved is on all the social medias, Instagrams and fucking Facebooks and all that bullshit. Zach, do you want to throw out the hotline number too, just because we keep forgetting?
1-602-399-7280. You motherfuckers, call that shit and tell me how fucking offended you are by this stupid shit I say. It'll be awesome.
Say it one more time for the slow people in the back.
For the retards. 1-602-3...
I set that one up for you.
You made me break. I'm gonna have to cut that out. 1-602-399-7280.
You can't. When I get a laugh out of you, you can't fucking cut it out, you dick. That's such fucking stupid. No, leave it in, man. I earned that.
All right.
I like that guy, Mr. P. Shivers, man. When is he gonna come back and do another
call?
Leave a call, man.
Have him call.
Yeah, do you know that guy? He called us. Yeah, he sounded familiar, but I don't think we've ever met him before.
Sounds like a retard. I don't know.
He sounds like he's got a huge cock that like just nuts in your mouth so nicely.
Anyway, regardless, that hotline, you guys can call and leave unanimous messages. You can say your name if you want to. We got it set up to where it's going straight to voicemail, so don't worry about anybody answering. And, if for some reason you don't want to call the number, you guys can send us emails and requests and stuff to the email account, which is, what is it again? ask.revhouse? Yeah.
Yep. At Gmail.
ask.revhouse@gmail.com. And, and if you're a stickler for just audio quality, fuck, you can actually do your voice audio and send that to the email. We don't care. There's a million ways to get a hold of us. And that's about it. We'll be sure to put the number and the email and stuff in the description link too. I don't think we've been doing that. But anyway, that's all I got. Zach, you got any last words?
I'm retarded?
All right. Josh.
No, I got nothing. I just, hey, I missed Riverman, man. You're gonna need to come back on the show more often. So.
It was fun doing Evil Dead with him a few weeks ago.
Yeah, it was great hearing his voice. He's fucking been out of the game for a few months there, and hopefully next time you come back on the show, on a regular show, let me know so I can come back on and hang out with Riverman a little bit.
Yeah, we'll do. I'll keep everybody in the loop, and that's all I got too. We'll catch you guys later. Bye-bye, puppets.
Cheers.
I rue the day I told Zach, you know what, just you can feel free to be more of your character like you are over there. I fucking rue the day
about that.
because he was Mac. He kept this character, his weasel character for Mac and Zach, and that's his persona. But when he's over here, he's a little bit more normal. And I fucking like, dude, just ease up, do what you want. I fucking rue the day because now he's just like Tasmanian devil, dude. It's fucking crazy. But
like, was that recorded? Was like that probably is not recorded, but that'd be funny to find that old episode where you said that to me. And we could make a thing. We could make a meme out of it, like, "Oh, the day the fucking podcast died."
That would be in a top 10, like top 10 times Aaron fucked up with his big mouth. You know, I'm very irritated. I can't lie. I can't wait to get off this podcast. It does get a little annoying, like when you're just constantly on. And I know it's my fault because whenever I mention it, it just eggs you on to do it more. I know how it works, but. Like, it does. It's like constantly trying to keep up with an excited dog, and that's just fucking calling you a beta bitch boy and fucking saying retard this. Like, all right, I can't, you know what I'm saying? And when you show that you're annoyed, it just empowers you more. So sometimes I let it get to me, and I'm a little irritated.
You're totally criticizing the magic.
I know.
That's the magic of Aaron and Zach.
I always hope that you lay into me too when I call you the shit like that.
Well, I told you to fuck yourself a couple of times.
Dude,
like that.
That's good. That's good podcasting. You know what I mean?
I broke a little bit. I shut you up a couple of times. And it makes me feel like an asshole when I do that, because I'm like, God, I feel like I'm silencing, like, you're not a dog. Like, it makes me feel like shitty. But sometimes
I am a dog sometimes.
Sometimes I'm like, hey, shut the fuck up. I'm going to finish what I was saying, all right? You can hold your retard comment that's irrelevant to what I'm saying will be just as relevant in a minute. I will say this, Zach and I are so comfortable with each other now. We're like a married couple. We record so much that, you know, I feel like even if I blow up and tell him to shut the fuck up for 2 seconds, it's going to be all right in the morning. You know, it's all right.
Oh, yeah.
It's fine, you know. Just
well,
like,
it's all a bit. It's a giant bit. I mean,
kind
really
of.
is.
No, I don't know. No. See, the thing is, it is a bit, but sometimes I'm saying Zach gets. Sometimes I get a little irritated and it crosses the bit line. That's what I'm saying.
There was one podcast where I think that you really got your toes stepped on a little bit. I think that was the one we had Mac on. The first one that you had Mac on, and like Mac and Zach fucking attacked you relentlessly. And you just got fucking so quiet. I was like, yeah, the guy is fucking goat.
Your influence on some of the listeners it's like, dude, like, cause some of them talk like Zach, like some of the Zachites, they'll comment and they'll say dank as fuck dough, and they'll say shit like that. They'll talk like him. And then like one of them, I think it was Gamer Guys, he called me in a comment a beta boy bitch bro, soy boy. What the fuck? And I'm like, and I thought it was funny. And
the only reason why they do that is because they know you're the straight man, that you can take it. You know?
Oh, I know.
They're just trying to embody a little bit of Zach's spirit, you know, and rib
You know
you
what's
on.
funny though is it's like that scene from Encino Man where fucking Link shows up and he's talking like Stoney, and he's like, you got him talking like, you know, in like 3 years I'm gonna be fucking washed up. I'm gonna be the Pauly Shore of the show.
Well, you're going to be better than Pauly Shore, and you're going to evolve with the times. Like I said, you went from fuck boy to beta boy. Then you went to bitch boy. So, yeah, you have range.
It's all the same shit, man. She's just jumping from one lily pad to the next, you know? It's just... Even just like, I think the last time we recorded was like in July or something, but...
It was that shitty movie with the guy on his handy cam.
Yeah. And I've been trying to get you guys over... I know, that was fucking terrible. But it was entertaining. It was a memorable podcast. But, yeah, I mean... Hold on.
What are you doing?
I'm talking to Zach
Zach?
right now, and Josh James. They can't hear you because they got...
Are you on Skype?
Yeah, we're on Skype, dude.
Are you recording, or are you talking?
We just finished, and now we're just kind of chatting and having a powwow.
Well, let me jump on then.
Oh, as long as you're not recording, he'll jump on. All right.
Yeah, we talked about we talked about how his grandpa died and his instinct was to grab his video camera and film him so that he could upload it to YouTube and say, hey, this is what happens when you eat meat. This guy ate meat.
Messed up, dude.
But
he's like, I couldn't do it because my fucking mom told me not to. So it's like, you're living with your mom and your grandpa and you're that much of a fucking asshole to him? Like, what an asshole.
Dude. Yeah, he lives at home.
Zach.
We did the movie Best Friends tonight, Todd. It sucked.
Best friends with who?
Fucking terrible.
Tommy Wiseau. It's the new Tommy Wiseau. Greg
Oh,
Sestero.
nice.
What do you guys invite me on to do the worst movies that you guys ever fucking do? Like, this is gonna be a junk commentary. Let's get Josh James on because
I look at the bad movies as some of our best stuff.
Yeah, they are. And I was thinking, because we really have to pull out our A game because we know the movie's not bringing entertainment. But what the fuck is that noise in the background?
That'd be my scroll wheel.
Yeah, that's what it is.
I'm scrolling through a bunch of like nude pictures.
Does Zach have a gerbil? It's really weird that Zach's being so quiet right now. Is he doing lines over in the corner
No,
somewhere?
I'm scrolling through a bunch of nude pictures of chicks' titties, and I'm listening.
When Zach starts being quiet, I start getting creeped out.
He's like a baby. When a baby's really quiet, you know they've done like colored something on some wall somewhere. You know, they've gotten into mischief. Like, what did you eat? What's in your mouth? And they run away. There's a penny in your mouth, isn't there?
Revival House is like the label that any of our YouTube channels have, you know? Like, so why not say Revival House is the house?
You're stumbling, man. You're drunk, man.
Yeah. The simple concept is the way to go, you know? The simpler the better.
I think it is simple. I think you're making it overly complicated in your drunken state.
I get
Take
what
a
you're
shot
saying.
with me, Josh. Take a shot.
Ouch. Ouch.
Josh, do you think it's smart just to have
I
one
think what it
Bible
is
feed?
that I think I have a good point, but the fact that I'm like pretty drunk right now is like hurting my argument. So yeah, I'm gonna let Riverman speak for me at this.
But here's the thing, John.
The Revival House Network presents the BTM commentary.
I think Zach's doing some lines right now or something.
But I mean,
I think
hey,
that's Riverman
but-
drinking something.
I'm drinking some vodka. But
Does
no,
that not- Retro Rampage is on there, so it's already got a few. What the fuck? Who is that?
That's
Riverman.
Okay. All right. His point is made. Anyway, so regardless of it being inconsistent, like what if new people come on and can't let me know when I can make my point.
sorry, gotta wash my hands.
Okay, get it over with, please.
We hear it. We hear the soap coming out.
Oh, you do?
Everything.
That's why I love Riverman.
So, what I was gonna say though is like.